Good evening and welcome to Slough Ice Arena. For the first time, our friends from Scotland, the Solway Sharks, fresh off of a win last night at home to the Raiders. They make the long trip down to Slough to face the other side of the no-name teams in your TSI World Bees. The Bees, fresh off the back of also beating the Raiders on Friday night, currently sit fourth in the league. Something that at the start of the season seemed impossible. Solway have struggled so far to start the year, but a first win last night will hopefully kick-start their season from now on. Just in my biased opinion tonight, obviously not tonight. I'm joined once again for the second time in a fortnight by Mr. Banners on the Wall, Anthony Russell. Anthony, a second trip around the sun for this one as is, and an interesting game in prospect.
We definitely do have an interesting game in prospect. I was speaking to Martin Grubb, head coach of the Solway Sharks, before this game, and obviously coming into this game tonight, the Sharks are very, very much on a wave of confidence. They said during the week, both Martin Grubb and Olivier Arsenault, defenseman for the Sharks, they said they needed to trust the process and the results would come. Well, they came last night. That 5-2 win against the Raiders is going to be a massive, massive boost for them. A couple of bodies missing tonight for Solway, but a very good-looking side so far. It's also a pad that's very, very similar to Dumfries, potentially a bit narrower than what they have up in Scotland, but something very, very akin to what they're used to. They've got confidence after last night, and they also said during the week that they think that the Bees are there to be beaten. They lost the last time when they obviously played in Scotland, but they think they've got the measure of them. We should be in for a crack at this evening, Joe. Well,
if we have the league table following last night's games, I'll give you a quick rundown on what happened there. The Hull Seahawks went back to the top of the league on 11 points following a 4-3 win against the Peterborough Phantoms. 2 goals from, let's face it, I could call him a goal machine at this point in 3 seasons, Emil Svek. Leeds Knights fell 4-2 to Svek's former employers, the Swindon Wildcats. They sit second on 10 points, leading the tiebreaker with the Lightning and the Bees. The Wildcats winning goal there, a penalty shot by Aaron Nell, making only his 3rd appearance since coming back from hip surgery in the summer. The Milton Keynes Lightning went and beat the Bristol Pitbulls 6-0. Bristol starts the season, gets even worse. 2 goals from Ross Venus, who is easily in the top 10 scorers for in points for the league so far this year. Sheffield beat Telford 3-2 in the late game on Saturday night. A game-winning goal coming from John O'Phillips, who, you know, if you ask Elite League fans, retired, but we don't talk about that. And as we said, Solway beating the Raiders 5-2. Goals coming from Stuart Kerr, Nolan Gardner, John Dunbar, Liam Stenson and Lewis Young to get Solway off the mark. They haven't moved off the bottom of the table, but 2 points is an important thing at the start of the year. And as we said, it's a team that feels like it's going up, but the shock there for Ollie Anthony, 15 goals in 7 games, it's probably just been lighting the lamp has been the issue.
Very much so, and it's been a massive adjustment process, but this is the adjustment process this organisation wanted. They've been wanting to make this step for quite some time, and well, the waters are slightly deeper than maybe the Sharks first thought they were going to be, but they do need to put the puck on the net. They have the worst shot efficiency in the division at the moment, and obviously people can say, oh, stats are nothing in the grand scheme of things, but ultimately there are some stats that tell the story. When you've only scored 15 goals in 7 games, there's one thing you need to do, and that is find the twine. They'll be hoping to do that this evening, although they do come up against the prospect of Britton Priest, who, whilst maybe the stats do not tell the whole story for Britton, has been very, very impressive in his play over the last couple of weeks.
Well, if you go through the 2 teams, firstly for your home side this evening, the TSI World Bees, they line up as follows. It is 2 Adam Rossbottom, 5 Ollie Nags, 9 Vanya Antonov, 14 Jack Hops, 17 Harry Harker, 18 Ryan Webb, 19 Will Stead, 21 Marcel Balaz, 23 Dominic Gabai, 24 Dan Rose, 27 Josh Smith, 47 Edgars Landsbergs, 71 Josh Kelly, 74 Liam Morris, 75 Brendan Baird, 91 Aidan Doughty, 94 Stuart Mogg, netminders 36 Brett Shepherd, and 44 Britton Priest. Anthony, there's only 2 names we can really talk about here. They've got 39 points so far this season already. The imports Don Gabai and Marcel Balaz, that top line has basically single-handedly won 5 games for the Bees so far.
Sometimes you need your top-end players to do that big work, to do the heavy lifting, and whilst the points are kind of spread out amongst the rest of the Bees roster, and admittedly there aren't a lot of other points that have been scored amongst this Bees roster, when you've got your player coach turning up and you've got your import forward turning up, putting the puck in the net, lighting the lamp, that's all you can really ask for. It doesn't matter who does it, as long as somebody does.
Well, you say about shooting efficiency, the Bees 16%, it's the best in the league, and as we move on to the Solway Sharks, as you said earlier, the worst in the league before this weekend, 5% shooting efficiency so far. They line up tonight: 5 Olivier Arsenault, 6 Stuart Kerr, 10 Liam Stenton, 12 Kel Beattie, 14 Lewis Young, 15 Kieran Hare, 22 John Dunbar, 25 Connor Henderson, 26 Callum McGill, 43, Nolan Gardiner. 47, Ross Connolly. 51, Struan Tonner. 53, Kyan Shevlin. 71, Craig Peacock. 88, Carl Carruth. 89, Scott Henderson. And 90, Ross Murray. Net minus 30, Callum Hepburn. 31, Logan Reed. And their coach is, of course, Martin Grubb. Anthony, there's probably a load of players you can talk about on this team, but one, obviously, you've interviewed in the last year, Callum Hepburn. How important is he for the Solway Sharks team?
Callum Hepburn has been here and done the long yards with the Sharks. He was there through the 21-22 season where they won the national title, and came back, of course, when he was reportedly had offers from a bunch of different places, but stayed with the project and pushed through. They won the Grand Slam last year. I was honoured and privileged to commentate on that final part of the Grand Slam in Coventry last year. Hepburn is a big guy, very similar in a lot of ways to Britton Priest in terms of his size and his stature and how he operates himself. He's a Solway boy at heart. The fact he gets to play in this league at a regular opportunity is something he's been wanting for a long time. He's been able to do it with his hometown club. This means a lot to him, and it means a lot to a lot of these guys who've stepped up, whether it's Struan Tonner, Ross Murray, all of those classic Sharks, as we might like to say, are here and they believe in what they're doing.
It's a team that's built very similarly to the Bees. It's a lot of depth there. Yes, obviously the Sharks, they are missing tonight Lewis Houston and Mason Alderson, who haven't made the trip down, but it's a team that feels, again, much like the Bees. They just need a corner to turn, which might have started last night. The Bees obviously have had that similar thing of players like the Lampathon, the Sharks not so much, but they feel two very similar sides as we go into this.
Yeah, there's a lot sort of culturally, I think is probably the best way to kind of put it. A lot of guys from nearby, even some of the guys that have sort of come down from the league, even John Dunbar as an import was obviously playing in Glasgow last season. He's hung around. Craig Peacock has obviously made his home in the region as well, but it's a lot, Liam Stenton coming back. There's a real feel about wanting to make it a sort of a family club, and that can sound very cheesy, very cliche. Having had the opportunity to hang around the Sharks and spend a lot of time speaking to people involved, that genuinely is what they're like. They are very tight-knit. They are very, very much, it's not quite a Dumfries versus the world attitude, because they are very, very welcoming as people, but they're both two organisations with a very, very similar mentality of how they put things together. Two sides of a similar coin are about to butt heads here.
As the Sharks take to the ice behind us, we'll go to the Bees cam shortly. A reminder as well for tonight is a special night for the Bees as they retire only the third number in the club's history. James Galazzi will get his number 10 shirt, take it to the rafters at a later point. I feel I should say it's not happening tonight. There is a banner ready to go as the Bees get ready to step onto the ice. There will be a quick presentation for Gaza, as he's affectionately known here, a player that I think, Anthony, as a Basingstoke Bison fan, you love to hate.
You have to respect the people who put the time and the effort into their organisations, irrespective of the fact that I spent a large chunk of my hockey fan life cheering against the Bees. For someone to commit to an organisation, you have to think as well. James Galazzi is a senior hockey player, has played one game outside of this organisation. It was for Basingstoke in the NIHL, but if there's somebody you want to think about potentially being Mr. Bees, James Galazzi very much has to be in that conversation, along of course with Jamie Cracker and with Matt Cote. But for the fact that they're taking the opportunity to honour someone as the Bees now hit the ice, these are the men standing on the shoulders of the giants that came before them. James Galazzi is one of those.
As the Bees take the ice, we will go through to our live cam for the presentation. A quick one just to say our officials for the evening. As they have also stepped on the ice, it is Mr. James Irons and Mr. Tim Pickett in the Water Wings of Power, and they are joined by Mr. Mariusz Koval and Mr. Pavel Olchak on the lines. We will pass you over to match night DJ Danny Purchard for tonight's pre-game ceremony, and we'll be back in about 5 minutes after the match line.
Icing for the Bees on 593 occasions, Gaza holds the Bees record for appearances for the club. He scored 104 goals, registered 147 assists for a total of 251 points. Ladies and gentlemen, please can I invite you to stand, if you're able to, as we welcome onto the ice your number 10, James Galazzi. Special plaque on behalf of the Bees Supporters Club, specially made by the Bees Platinum sponsor, Science Express Slough. Service and loyalty to the club over the years. Big Army, let's hear one more time for your number 10, James Galazzi! Ladies and gentlemen, please remain standing for tonight's national anthem.
So as the Bees prepare to send number 10 to the rafters in the coming weeks, we now move on to your main event of the evening. Solway fans, thank you for joining us this evening. I hope you enjoy your Sunday nights with us, as it's now time for the Sharks versus the Bees. Starting netminders tonight, firstly for the TSI World Bees, Brithan Priest gets his 8th start in net so far this season. He is 5-2-0 going into this game. An 894 save percentage, 361 goals against average in nearly 400 minutes in the crease. And at the other end for the Solway Sharks, it's Callum Hepburn who gets the start. He got the win last night, taking his record to 1-6-0. Unfortunately, no game sheet at the moment, so his stats going into the weekend, he had an 867 save percentage, 385 goals against average, and 358 minutes in the crease. Anthony, you said it earlier, Hepburn and Priest, two very similar netminders in just build. They're both very tall, they both have very similar numbers. It's just one has had a bit more luck in terms of the offence in front of him than the other one has so far.
Certainly, and I think, yeah, it's been that adjustment process as we talked about for Solway. Brithan has had the luxury of kind of coming in with a ready-made defence with a lot of guys already knew each other, whereas Callum's crew in front of him have kind of needed a bit of time, but they've dipped their toe into the National League now, have Solway. They've got that first win, they've got that bit of extra confidence, and ultimately we've got two really good netminders here at opposite ends. A National Cup winner, albeit the one game he played for the Peterborough Phantoms last year, Callum Hepburn, but he's got experience of playing in big games and big moments. This is a big moment for Solway. Getting one win is all well and good, but can you get two? And then when you get two, can you get three? As you talked about, is this the corner being turned? We're about to find out tonight.
Both teams run out their top lines. The Sharks, Dunbar, Peacock, Hare, the Bees, Balaz, Doughty and Gabai as Tim Pickett drops the puck. Marcel Balaz wins the opening draw. And puck is played back to Mogg, tries to knock it ahead. Balaz unable to bring it in the zone. Doughty will flip it ahead. Bees will go offside, so they have to leave the zone. And the Sharks will collect the loose puck. Arsenault up the left-hand side, knocks it on ahead to Peacock. He moves it on, shot on goal, and it goes straight in! Kieran Hare! As fast as you like, the Sharks take the lead, 22 seconds on the clock.
We blinked, and it happened already. What a move, as it just a pretty bog standing play, but just a bit, the puck just managed to squirt its way through. Hare with the shot, caught Brithan Priest cold.
Just under the arm on stick side on Priest. Hare snapping one on goal. get the replay to you when we can. See if we can produce Nate by surprise that one. As the Sharks come away with the centre ice draw. Rossbottom with the turn and knocks it ahead. Hepburn out of his net to play it, settles it down. Over to Scott Henderson. He turns it over. Rossbottom will have a shot. It's pushed over by Hepburn. Sharks from the side of the net. Arsenault. Still with it. 2 Bs for company. B's able to bring it away. Shot from a tight angle, blocked in front. Antonov collects. Hare from Peacock and Arsenault is the first goal for the Sharks. 22 seconds on the clock as they come again. Shot again, not convincingly saved by Priest. Loose puck in front. Saved again by Priest. He will cover up at the second time of asking. Mini bundle in front. Nothing doing there. The shot coming from Kerr is covered up at the second time of asking. It's producing. Has got the replay for you for the first goal, Sharks fans. And again, it's just snapped under the arm of Priest from a good angle for Hare.
Textbook shot, like you say. He's just got himself into a good position, fired it off, and hit under the arm there. And that's the perfect way to start. Let's promise him there's some very happy people in the south of Scotland right now.
First goal of the season in the National League for Kieran Hare. The Bees win the draw. Cross-ice pass from Doughty finds Gabai. He's got Connolly for company. Slides it over to Balaz. Turned over there by Tonner. Held up in the corner. Gabai able to bring it away. Gabai goes to the wraparound attempt, tries to find Balaz at the back door. No, not able to get the stick down on it. Sharks will launch the puck out the zone. Hops collects, finds Will Stead playing defence tonight for the loss of his brother Harvey, who's not played again. I think this is the 4th game now he's missed, as that is iced. Come back the length of the ice.
Not an awful lot established kind of so far at the moment, Joe, it must be said. I mean, Solway have obviously taken the lead, but we're still in that sort of feeling out process, and the Sharks sort of found themselves a goal to the good. They're not having to do an awful lot in the immediacy because they're ahead.
Another shot goes through Priest from the tight angle that time. Arsenault getting one off from the goal line. Doughty will bring it up the left-hand side, chips it ahead. That's Beatty to beat. Gabai is able to get there first. Loses out the puck. Sharks create the turnover. They will go the other way. Into the zone. Another attempted shot blocked. Chipped to the front of the net by Dunbar. And Priest able to hold on. It's been a fast and frenetic opening 2 minutes.
That's a good idea there from the Sharks, actually. Managing to get some sort of speed, literally just going down straight down the middle lane. I think the interesting thing I found there was chipping the puck in front and traffic in front of Priest. We learned actually from that game against Leeds, that's actually kind of where Britton Priest is in his wheelhouse. They're probably going to do better, not shooting from too far the outside, but getting some shots on rather than sort of chipping it in front and having to shovel it away too much.
He did seem to quite struggle this season with shots from just outside of the hash marks. Been issue, well, the only issue he's really had all year. As the Sharks bring it ahead again, Dunbar knocks it ahead towards goal. Priest will just play it into the corner. Kelly collects. Sharks change. Up ice to Smith. He sells it down for Webb. Sorry, to be face cages. Shot from Smith from midpoint. Cleared out as far as Mogg. Down to Webb behind the goal. Sharks create the turnover. They'll set up the left-hand side again. Kelly with a huge swing and a miss on a Sharks forward. I believe it's actually Connolly. No, it was Gardner. I'll get that right. 40-something. My apologies.
They're all new. They're all new to us. We're allowed to make mistakes.
Mogg tries to clear the Bees zone. Does just about enough. And that will let the Bees get a change. Morris finds Kelly, fans on a pass, up ice, eventually finds Harker. Harker can't quite get it out of the zone. Baird is back to collect. Landsbergs chips it on ahead, blocked by linesman. Balaz's attempted pass back is also blocked by the linesman.
That linesman's generated 2 turnovers early, that's good work.
Yeah. And that is iced by Balaz. We're coming back the length of the ice. 3:45 gone. Again, similar thing to what we had 2 weeks ago here. The Bees sort of getting in their own way to start this game, and it's a good, aggressive forecheck from the Sharks to pin them in their own zone.
This is what Leeds did, wasn't it? It was the attempt, the early shock and awe. But actually, the one thing the Bees were really good at was weathering that storm and then building on that and building on that. Are they going to be able to do the same right now?
Well, not with that. That's a terrible pass from Harker to Lewis Young. 3 Bees of company able to create the turnover. Balaz finds Harker. He loses out to Arsenault. Harker, good work to just get in the way. Takes a big hit there at the end of that. I believe that's from Young.
It was.
Murray goes back, spins, finds Scott Henderson. Not quite cleared. Kept him by Antonov. Cleared now. Young the other way. Snaps the shot straight into the glove of Priest. He'll hold on this time. Face off a beat to the right of the big Welshman.
And that's the sort of save that's going to give him a bit of confidence as well, having been beaten from, well, a little bit closer than that, but straight at him, nice and straightforward, and sometimes it's the easy ones that will give you a bit of confidence kind of going forward.
Bees win the draw. Dan Rose, centreman there, finds Will Stead. Stead will try and start the rush, chips it on ahead. No one there in a white shirt. Solway able to reset and come the other way. Dunbar tries to find Peacock. Offside raised off. Perfect pass, almost to Dunbar's stick. Hopster's just enough to maybe distract the forward. Dunbar's pass picked off by Antonov. He sets Rose on his way. Rose moving to his right. Goes towards goal. Blocked off by a Sharks D-man. Chipped ahead again. Sharks on the break. It's again. Ish. Yes, I saw that look, Anthony. Not quite able to get there.
No, it's more about the quality of how he's sort of taken that pass. It was sort of laid on the plate for him, and it just seemed to jump off his stick.
Hops off the boards, again picked up by Hare, finds Dunbar, goes back to Peacock. Peacock, another shot, takes a few deflections off of players and goes over the bar. Dunbar, first a loose puck. Downway, finds his way across to Peacock. Finds Gardner. Gardner's pass is attempted to Hare, but it's behind him. That will go back to the length of the ice. Scott Henderson collects. Finds Connor. Sharks into the zone once more. Scott Henderson wheels. Tries to drop it off to Gardner, only finds Balaz. He tries to pass up to ice to Goodbye. Picked off again. Mogg. Over to Doughty. Again, no one really helping him out there. Kerr does a good job of just taking the puck off his stick, giving it back to the Sharks. Sloppy in centre ice, and that is offside as Kerr jumps the gun. Henderson not able to get out the zone in time.
For a team that left Dumfries at 7:30 this morning, the Sharks are not playing like a team with much in the way of bust legs. Like a very aggressive forecheck, lots of hard skating, lots of hard pressure, and they're doing quite a simple thing. Leeds fell foul of the fact they kept trying to sort of pass around. The Sharks are kind of chipping in, doing a bit of a chip and chase, and it's working for them in the immediacy.
Kept in at the blue line. Beatty coughs it up. Goodbye finds Doughty. Over to Balaz, drop pass. Goodbye, brilliant to Doughty, shot wide. I think it's off the post actually. Hepburn had no clue where it was. The Sharks able to clear.
And that's what the Bees did, and that's what the Bees did a couple of weeks ago. That's what they're very, very good at. They're patient. Like I said, they've weathered a bit of a storm here, and now they've crafted out one chance. They're going to find ways to craft out other chances as well if Solway are that slack with the slack on the puck and slack with their positioning.
Goodbye. That's the way the blue line chips it in as Kelly had gone on a rush momentarily before. Sharks collect the loose puck. Arsenault goes up to Dunbar, dropped off again to Hare, shot, and it's 2-0! Kieran Hare using Bees Demon as a screen, rifles one top corner, glove side on Priest, 7-10, and the Sharks lead 2-0.
Well, let's just check the replay there. Like you say, bodies in front, his own body's in front of him as well, and Hare scores from a relatively sort of similar-ish distance out, maybe a bit more central than the last time, but they just got, they got the zone. Just a little quick passing play there and settle the man, and we beat him once, beat him twice.
Taking nothing away from the finish, right over the glove of Priest in the right top corner of the net.
Beautiful stuff.
And the Sharks jump into a 2-0 lead. We said it'd turn a corner. The shooting percentages going up this weekend, I can tell you that. I think that was given as Hare from Dunbar. I didn't hear a second assist given there. Rose finds Antonov. Antonov goes in. That shot goes wide of the net. Sharks the other way. Lose the puck momentarily to Baird. Antonov knocks it over to Nags. Nice, back towards the front of the net. Good work by Sharks team. And a shot again comes in from Rossbottom. Rossbottom with it. Spins away from Connolly. Knocks it behind the net. Nags. Stuck in nosebleed territory, bless him. Antonov from behind the net goes to the wraparound attempt. Saved by Hepburn. More wayward pass in their bed. Tried to kick it ahead. Sharks player goes to the bench holding his hand there. I'm not sure who that was. I'll find out in a minute. Bees with it, with Baird. To Wilstead. Knocks it up the right hand side and the head. Arsenault beats Doughty to the back. Balaz is there ahead of Connolly. Turned over again though. Sharks the other way. Another chance coming here. Henderson to the front of the net, and that is brilliant. It's Nolan Gardner, I should say. And the Sharks are 3-0 up, 8:39. Nolan Gardner with a beautiful backhand finish.
That started all from Liam Stanton picking up a loose puck in his zone, and before you could blink, they were down the other end there. And Gardner's made a point of this. This is the sort of thing he's been doing, driving the net well, making that mind to make a decision and finding the gap there, and he's just put it upstairs. No chance for that one. 3-0 Solway.
8:39 the time of the goal. Nolan Gardner gets his 4th goal of the year. Team leading at the moment.
Game winner last night as well, I believe.
Yes. Gardner from Stenton is the call. There is a second assist on that, but we'll bring it to you when we can. Sharks clear the zone. Hops finds Wilstead. Morris up the right hand side. On his own, no help in the white shirt there. The Sharks able to take it away. Lost to Smith. Morris takes a big hit against the boards. Able to bring it away from Beattie momentarily. Sharks up ice. Murray. Cross ice pass finds Young. Shot. Oh, it's not convincingly saved by Priest. Comes off the blocker and moves between his legs. I mean, we've seen a lot of hockey, Anthony. How many times have you seen shots like that trickle in and go in? It's not been a good start for the Bees here.
Second leg of the 2014 EPL Cup final. I remember the puck dumping from the Milton Keynes Lightning, hitting the underside of Dean Skin's glove and landing in the back of the net. Those things are very, very dangerous. Fortunately for Brethren Priest, he found his pad.
Sharks turn over again. Tries to go to the front of the net. Dunbar is intercepted by Rose. Off the glass, kept in at the blue line by Arsenault. Peacock finds Dunbar. On the right side, tries to go to Hare in front of the net. No one there. Puck trickles through the other side. Rose able to knock it clear. Antonov tries to get around Beattie. Dan Rose could beat them to it. Dan Rose shot! Dan Rose goal! It's scrappy. They don't ask how it comes. All they ask is it does. 10:07 and the Bees get on the board. Dan Rose is first of the season.
They needed that, and they needed that badly. Callum Hepburn caught in a couple of minds there as to whether he was going to come out and play that or whether he was going to leave it. They've got the defenseman running back. I think it's Beattie. He's obviously challenged there, and Dan Rose just snaps it by Hepburn. He might be a little bit disappointed with that. He could have been probably a bit more assertive. He sort of ends up being a bit sort of frozen on the spot and having to just kind of commit rather than being able to kind of make a save. He'll be disappointed in that one, but the Sharks still with the lead. But the Bees, we talked about it, about building confidence. That'll do it.
11:07 the time of the goals. The Sharks have a shot from the blue line. Another one comes in, kicked high up into the netting by Josh Kelly. Everyone can take a breath for a minute.
Well, I'm not playing two-touch with Josh Kelly if that's where his first touch goes.
It's 10:07 the time of the goal. Apologies for that, bad maths. Beans win the draw. Lansbury tries to clear it, kept in by Scott Henderson. Finds his brother Connor. Round to Gardner. Wheels around the entire zone, flips it into the right-hand corner. Morley is able to get there ahead of Henderson. Attempted keep in by Scott. Doesn't come off his stick.
No, the attempted golf swing there.
Towards Scott Henderson. Jimmy Henderson's. Gardner back up to the blue line. shot in front, saved by Priest, no one able to get a touch on that one. 11 minutes exactly gone, and tonight it feels like, what's a defence?
It does a little bit. However, you can't say you don't get entertainment value from hockey here. You think of the game we had a couple of weeks ago. We've now had 4 goals in just under 11 minutes, and people say the national division is boring.
Sharks win the draw. Morris is able to jump in ahead of Carruth to get the puck. I keep trying to pronounce it as John Carew. I've really got to stop doing that. Ollie Nags stopped at the blue line.
That is an old football reference.
I know. Morris collects a loose puck from his own zone. Leaves it for Baird. Finds Nags. Morris through centre ice, met at the blue line by Connolly. Able to separate the man from the puck, kept in by Nags. No one wants his ankle from behind. Morris shot from the blue line, just sort of flutters wide of the net. Tonner able to fully clear the ice. We've got the goals for, so the first goal, Sharks goal, Hare from Peacock and Arsenault. The second one, Hare, Peacock and Dunbar. And the third goal, Gardner from, I believe that's Scott Henderson and Stenton. Goodbye, up the left-hand side. Towards the net, right to the front of the net, through everyone and out the other side. The Sharks able to clear. Wilstead collects. Knocked ahead by Goodbye. Icing waved off. Sharks collect with Kerr. Arsenault, round it comes. Up through centre ice, Hare, already got 2 tonight. Back up to the blue line, not kept in this time by Arsenault. Goes back to Kerr. Arsenault looking for an option. Skates up the left-hand side, takes it himself. And that is offside. Hare, admittedly, is in the zone. Protests go unanswered. That face-off will come just outside the B zone. 7:21 remaining in the first period.
It was close, that one. I can understand his frustration on that one because the linesman has slightly impeded his ability to move and called the offside somehow with him behind him.
B's first goal rose from Antonov. Just to see who they gave that first assist to. Speaking of Antonov, he's now on the puck. Cross-ice pass finds Rossbottom. Rossbottom up the right-hand side. Tries to go back to Dan Rose. Puck knocked loose. Peacock is there to collect. Intercepted by Antonov. Finds Rossbottom. Rossbottom shot. Kick save by Hepburn. Met with applause by his bench. And the Sharks able to clear.
Good reflex save there from Hepburn. They were starting to push one way, went back the other. He's just managed to kick that right leg of his out.
Offside called there as Rossbottom unfortunately just takes it out of the zone. Antonov jumping the gun.
You're never going to blame Vanya Antonov for being speedy, I feel.
No, it's one of those silly things. I feel like this might be quite personal for Vanya Antonov. He's run into Solway the last 2 national finals, and both times he's run into a brick wall.
Well, of course, the first one he was suspended for, so he wasn't able to play. There was that big question after the 2022 final of can Solway beat Streatham when they're at full strength, and then they played them at full strength and beat them quite convincingly again. Callum Hepburn with a shutout in that game. A lot of that Sharks side on this national division side, having played in that Division 1 final in April.
Offside is called. The Bees deemed to have not left the zone off the face-off draw. Go back the length of the ice. Face-off won by Gardner. Down to Stenton. Takes it down below the goal line now. Tries to chip it away, only finds Balaz. Balaz will try and clear, kept in at the blue line. Puck finds its way back to Stenton. Knocked clear by Balaz. Stenton, good job of getting back in front. Landsbergs will knock it clear.
I don't know who that is leaning over the front of the Solway bench, but they're in very serious trouble of taking a puck in the head if they're not careful.
Shot in front from the Bees is blocked. Try and go back down low. That's blocked off again by Stenton. Sharks knock it clear. Kelly intercepts. Kelly still with it. Finds Harkup. He'll get over the centre ice line, dump it in. Both teams change.
Game's settled down a little bit now. It feels like everybody's kind of taken a breath after that first 10 minutes and just trying to establish their game rather than just rushing around.
Carruth wheels around, shot comes in, saved by Priest, not convincingly I must add. Rossbottom tries to clear, kept in at the blue line by Connolly. Eventually it does get cleared. Antonov is met by 3 Navy shirts. Tonner kept in at the blue line. I thought that might have left, but it wasn't signalled. Sharks will quite happily take the loose puck with Young. Up to Careth. Knocked ahead. Nags will go and collect. Only as far as Baird. Rose. Nags from behind his own net. Looks for an option. Stick in lane from Young. Stops whatever breakout play that the Bees were going for there. Baird. Up ice to Rose. That comes off a linesman again. Stopped by Murray. Goes back to Baird. Just under 5 minutes to go in the first period. Nags. His cross-ice pass picked off by Careth. He goes round Antonov and tries to go around Nags. Knocks it too far ahead and Baird will collect the loose puck.
A lot of people very, very high on Carcaruth up in Solway, so they're, it's interesting to be able to get to see him with their own eyes. Clearly a very, very good turn of speed there. Did a couple of, went around a couple of men very handily there, but then took the option of the change.
There's that shot a moment ago on goal through. Just a clear lane of traffic. It's probably the first one that Priest has actually been able to see the whole way.
Very much so.
We've seen this be a trend so far this season, especially in this rink, of teams having the left wing cut right across the last second, take the eyes away from the netminder, and it seems to work an awful lot of the time. Pops from behind his own net. Finds Webb. Sharks almost complete the turnover. Morris intercepts, goes in ahead, round BT. Arsenault takes it away from Webb. Sharks the other way. Peacock. That shot is wide. I should say, sorry, that was Hare.
Can't blame Kieran Hare for shooting given the first period he's had.
Nope. Not at all. Wilstead tries to take the puck away from John Dunbar. Stead spins away out of trouble. Has time to collect the puck. Knocks it on ahead. Kept in the blue line again by Arsenault. Glove down by Hops as the Sharks change. Sharks with it. Only able to just play it ahead into the B zone. Doughty up the left-hand side. Tries to go around Henderson. And that is the world's most obvious too many men call, unfortunately, despite Don Gabar's protests.
Well, everybody wants ice time, everybody wants to get on, but you're not allowed that many people on the ice at that amount of time there, fellas. Sorry.
It was just badly timed. Too many men call on the Bees. 16:42 the time of the penalty. And the Sharks will go on the power play for the first time tonight. Going into tonight's game, 3 for 26 and 11.54 power play percentage for the Sharks. The Bees penalty kill. It's the first time I've been able to say this in commentary for over a year now. The best in the league. 21 out of 23. A 91.3% penalty kill to start the season. Bees win the draw. Dunbar. Up ice. Arsenault. That finds his way back to Dunbar. Shot comes in. Save. Priest. Kelly able to take it away from Dunbar, off the boards. Go length of the ice.
Important stop there from Bruce as well. Liam Stenton pinching in from the point, just got across. Didn't need to do anything flashy, but just managed to push his shoulder and the top part of his chest towards it, get it away, and his D have cleaned up for him.
Arsenal able to just walk into the B zone. Dropped off by Gardner. Pat bounces over Gardner's stick. Mogg is there to collect. Tries to go out the zone. Does. Clears both Arsenal and Peacock and goes the length of the ice. Sharks will go again, dropped off to Dunbar. Cross-ice pass finds Arsenault. At the left-hand side, down low to Dunbar. Under a minute on the power play. Cycled round, finds Peacock. Back up to Stenton. Arsenault winds up, shot tipped in front, saved by Priest. Peacock is there, another save from Priest. The Welshman stands tall on those ones. The puck goes high up into the netting. 2 quick, sharp saves.
Priest seemed to, he got his glove to the first shot. The second one sort of come down, and there's a mixture of both Priest and Brendan Bear sort of diving in the way. But I wonder whether he'd sort of just managed to try and catch that first shot, but just sort of bounce off of him like a ball.
Arsenault shot, that takes a deflection off Baird in front, goes high up into the netting. 1:57 to go in the first period, 39 seconds on the too many men call. Face-off Priest's left. Won by Ryan Webb. Stead will bring it away. Dumped it on goal. Sharks will go back and collect. Time to at least set up in the B zone still. Let's start the rush now. Arsenal into the zone. Dropped off to Dunbar. Picked off by Goodbye. He and Morris will start the rush the other way. Don Goodbye, stick on his front of the net with Peacock. Morris, shot saved by Hepburn. Morris takes a heavy fall into the boards at the end of that. He is up. Goodbye frustrated that they didn't get the goal off there. Held on though by Hepburn. 7 seconds left on the bench minor.
Sharks probably a little bit guilty of kind of telegraphing a few things there on that power play. Solid, some decent passing, but I think not moving the puck around quite as quickly as they potentially needed to. They haven't really stretched the Bees too much on the penalty kill. The chances that they've had have been good shots, but they've been shots that Priest has been able to kind of see and therefore been able to kind of get to, and then they give up, have a howler there from Dunbar.
Stead shot from the blue line, tipped down in front by Goodbye. Hepburn saves it as the Bees return to full strength. Sharks will try and bring it the other way. Cross ice, flipped on ahead. Shot time goes straight through the crease of Priest. Hare's chance. Connor Henderson collects, back up to the blue line. Final minute of the first period. Balaz able to bring it away for the Bees. Finds Doughty. Doughty towards goal, flipped on net. Balaz collects from the side of the goal. Spins away from one Sharks D-man. Can't spin away from the other. Turnover created. Kerr off the glass. Sharks not quite able to get it over the blue line just yet. Held up in the corner. 35 seconds left. Goodbye. Tries to knock it clear. Mogg can't get ahead. Brilliant move by, I believe it's Liam Stenton again. Baird can't clear it. It's kept in by Scott Henderson. Stenton tries to leave it for Connor Henderson. Not able to clear it momentarily. Back down low.
That's superb work by Liam Stenton. He's got them a zone entry out of virtually nothing, all through hard work and not giving up on the puck.
Connor Henderson flips it behind goal to Gardner. Back up to Arsenault. Shot takes a deflection in front. 5 seconds left. Doughty will hold on, as I think the Bees will just look to see out these last couple of seconds as the buzzer goes to in the first period, where Operation Shock and Awe has hit the Bees hard. The Sharks jumping out into a 3-goal lead thanks to 2 goals from Kieran Hare. The Bees get one back halfway through that period, but it's been a period completely dominated by our friends from the north.
I think the one thing that surprised me was, we talked about this earlier, and the Bees have got to have known coming into this game that this was a Solway side that would be buoyed with confidence, especially after what happened after last night. They've given them too much space and a little bit too much respect, and therefore they've ended up being punished as a result of it. Dan Rose, though, crafting a goal out of nothing, much like that sort of Liam Stenton bit there at the end. Hard work and not giving up on the puck is what's got the Bees in this game. 3-1, and actually, like I said, they've weathered the storm a little bit. They've been able to kind of turn away some chances. Ultimately, this game could have been out of sight now. 3-1 down after a period. 40 minutes is a long time in hockey, Joe.
Yep, it's 3-1 after 20 here in Slough. We'll be back in about 15 minutes with the stats from that first period. Welcome back for the start of the second period. You just missed it off ice. Fresh from terrorising us 2 weeks ago, Buzz is now terrorising the ice pad. He's safer down there, he's out of our way. Scores from elsewhere in the league: Bristol Pitbulls 2, Milton Keynes Lightning 4 at the end of the first period. I think the highlight of that one so far appears to be a line brawl. Sorry everyone, go watch that on Hockey Fights UK later. Peterborough 0, Swindon 0 in the first period. Leeds 2, Sheffield 0. 2 goals from, guess who? Kieran Brown.
Who's that? Never heard of him.
Yeah, what a wet. And the last game, I can't remember which one it is off the top of my head, but it'll start later on. Here, it's Bees 1, Solway Sharks 3. And the end of the first period that, well, we said it felt like it had been dominated by the Sharks, and then we found the shots on goal out, and apparently the Bees outshot them. 11 on Callum Hepburn, 10 on Britton Priest. I don't agree with that one. I'm fairly sure you don't either, Anthony.
I thoroughly respect the job of all the volunteers that come in and do bits and pieces for us, but I'm not sure I counted 11 shots on Callum Hepburn in that period from our distance here. That other game due to face off in a couple of minutes is Telford versus Hull.
Telford Hull. I knew it was one. I couldn't remember. I was trying to work out who was missing. 2 goals from Kieran Hare, 1 from John Dunbar, from Nolan Gardner, sorry, and 1 from Dan Rose to get the Bees back on the board. Just the one penalty in that first period.
That too many men penalty on the Bees that Don Goodbye tried to argue, and it's like when my 6-year-old argues that he's not eaten enough of his vegetables at his dinner. You can try it, it won't work.
Yes. I can count to 6. As we await the start of the second period. Yes, producer Nick is also proving he can count to 6. No, try again. 5. Yes, that's right. I'm going to make. I was going to make a joke there, but I'm not going to. Something meant Norfolk. We go to centre ice. James Hines drops the puck. Craig Peacock wins the draw. We are underway for period number 2. Puck comes all the way back to the Solway zone. Arsenault finds BT. He's met in the corner by Antonov. Hare tries to knock it clear. Not kept in the blue line by Mogg. He will flip it back ahead. Antonov offside. He'll have to leave the zone. Sharks collect. BT turned over. Antonov tries to skate through 4 Sharks. Manages to find a way through. BT for company. Mogg tries to go back down low to Rose. Misses his stick. Goes through to Arsenault. Turnover again by Antonov. Rose from behind the net. Spins back around and goes to Rossbottom. Again that pass is wayward. Dunbar able to find Peacock and the Sharks will break the other way. Peacock into the zone. Snaps a shot. That goes over the glove of Priest. Bees try and clear. Collected there by BT. He goes off the boards to Arsenault. Cross-ice pass attempted to Dunbar, misses everyone, and icing is called.
Arsenault there out for the entirety of the first minute and 5 seconds of the period. Probably looking for some sort of deflection there so we could get a change, and missed everyone, so he's going to have to do a little bit of extra time on the ice there. Good start though from the Bees there. Bit more energy, bit more intensity. They need goals quickly. That's the way you're going to get them.
Face off right of Hepburn. Peacock warned the draw. Bees win the draw. Comes back to goodbye. Shot is blocked by Arsenault. Off the side of the net. Doughty tries to go back to goodbye. Misses his stick. Good stick lift there by Arsenault. Dunbar will bring it the other way. Finds Scott Henderson. Henderson shot saved by Priest. Sharks able to get that change finally. Goes back up to Stenson at the blue line. Steps in, shot blocked in front by Balaz, and Balaz will skate the other way if he can get the stick on at the end of it. Finds Doughty. Doughty blocked by Kerr. Balaz finds Doughty below the goal line.
Good recovery in the moment there from the Sharks. They were all at sea for a little bit there. Pardon the pun, but they managed to recover well.
You say that, and Kerr almost banks one in off Hepburn. Puck comes out to Nags. Balaz finds goodbye, shot off the shoulder of Hepburn and wide. Gardner first to the loose puck. He will blast up the left-hand side. Drops it off to Henderson. Puck turned over again. Bees the other way. Balaz through centre ice. Drops it off for goodbye. Goodbye using the man. Screen saved by Hepburn. And that's 2:13 gone in the second period.
Bees there with a 4-on-2, and do wonder whether they could have set themselves up slightly better. They seem to not quite realise they had men over there. Admittedly, of all the people for the puck to be on the stick of, Dom Gabay is as good a person as any.
Is it an issue that with Balaz being so hot to start the season that maybe they have got that little bit too much confidence and they don't trust whoever's out there with them?
I mean, it's potentially a concern, but of all the people you'd expect to have confidence in his teammates, the coach is probably the one person you'd hope in that situation you'd hope to be able to read that and do that. But also, sometimes you do just have to back yourself, and when you're in front of the netminder like that, you can't blame him. What a move by Carruth.
Carruth absolutely sends Will Stead to another dimension. Bees able to come away with it the other side. Young can't get it away from Stead. It's knocked ahead by Webb. Held up in the corner. Smith able to bring it away. Goes back up to the blue line. Takes a bounce off the boards. Webb collects. Tries to find Morris in front. Connolly with some good defensive work to get it away. Webb with it again. Spins away from one. Brought down. Arm goes up. And the Bees will go to the power play. No arguments given there by the Sharks forward. Lewis Young as he heads to the box. 23:08 at the time of the penalty. For those playing at home. 2 minutes for tripping. Now, I'm not going to say that was obvious, but both the referees had their arms up for that one. So, yeah. The Bees go on the power play for the first time tonight. They are 8 for 31 on the season, 25.81%. The Sharks, their penalty kill hasn't started so hot. 22 for 32, 68.75%. Something that wasn't seen last year in the Sharks' dominant North 1 run. I don't think it dropped below 90 at all.
No, my understanding is no, that it didn't there. And this is the area where they've struggled at times in their adjustment to the national division, the new players and new ways of doing things. But yeah, that is not a percentage that is going to want to last for very long.
Mogg spins away from Peacock, finds Balaz, cross-ice pass, finds his way to Goodbye. Goodbye shot through traffic, saved by Hepburn. Go in front there from Doughty. Hepburn swallows it up at a second opportunity. Hepburn wasn't sure where the rebound went. Doughty was only able to shovel it back under his legs.
And not the player you want to have in front of you sniffing away like that. Aidan Doughty, of course, one time the top power play goal scorer in this division, probably one of the premier power play players in the league. You don't want him camped in front of you with the puck on the end of his stick.
Since the National League became a thing just after COVID, Aidan Doughty is the third highest power play goal scorer in its history. And considering he missed 3 months, says how much of an influence he has on those power plays. I think it was 16 power play goals he had in his first season.
Yeah, it was something along that. Certainly his effectiveness on the base and power play back in the day was something to behold.
Goodbye up the left-hand side, drops it off for Smith. Falls to Doughty again, held up behind Hepburn's net. Doughty able to bring it away. 3 Sharks for company. Smith. BT able to find Arsenault. They try and clear it again. Balaz tries to take it away from the big Canadian. Balaz back to Goodbye. Oh, diving stop from Murray, only finds Balaz. Balaz tries to go back to Goodbye. Goodbye tries to go in front where he maybe should have had the shot. 30 seconds left on the power play. Balaz from the goal line. Tries to go to Danny in front, takes a deflection off Arsenault. Flutters over the goal into the corner. Beattie tries to clear. Gardner tries to assist. Down low to Balaz again. Doughty. Cross ice attempted to Mogg, cleared by Gardner. 10 seconds left. Priest finds Mogg. Sharks do enough to not let the beast set up after this kill ends. Cross ice pass to Ross Bottom. Stick lift by Stenton. Sharks back to full strength. Stenton knocks it clear to Hare. Hare tries to flip it out of the zone. That one's not his best pass of the night so far. Hare will have another go. This time he does clear the zone.
Not bad power play there from the Bees. It was certainly a bit more structured and a bit better than the one that the Sharks offered. But the probably guilty of kind of overcommitting, especially when they had these moments here in the corner, puck on the wall. You don't need 3 guys in there chasing after it.
Baird from the blue line steps in, shot through traffic over the bar and wide. Mogg keeps it down low. Finds Antonov. Antonov to Ross Bottom, spins away, finds Morris. Morris away from Stenton. Ross Bottom again, held up in the corner. Peacock able to stick lift the puck away. Plays it back into trouble when Ross Bottom recovers the puck. Puck finds way out to the blue line. Mogg will flip it high up into the netting. Not going to say that was wide, but it almost hit us up in the gantry.
This is why you must always keep your puck on the eye at all times, because it can leave the ice. And if it hurts, if it hits you, it will hurt you.
Face-off will come outside the Shark zone, due to no touch on the clearance.
This has been better from the Bees though so far this period. I feel like they've had more of the running, irrespective of the power play and whatnot. But they've been much more impetus in what they're doing. They seem a bit more collected, a bit more with it in terms of what they're doing. There seems to be a bit more focus and a bit more aim to what they're trying to do here.
Scott Henderson clears the zone. Smith is the first man there to collect the loose puck. Finds Webb. Cross ice pass. Will Stead stepping in. Shot for Tiger. Takes a block in front from McGill. Rose back up to the blue line. Shot towards goal. Picked up by McGill. He will lead the rush the other way. Gets over centre ice. Dumps it in. Goes for a change. Finds Connor Henderson. She takes opportunity to apologise. I did say Hendersons were brothers. They're not. Unfortunately, I didn't know that. Sorry.
A big thank you to Sharks TV's Andy Glenn for correcting us on the genealogy of his side.
Apologies for that one. Icing has been called there. They were signalling icing. Yes, no, it is icing. For a moment there, I was worried they called another too many men penalty on the Bees. I'm just making sure that the right men get back out on the ice. face off to the right of Priest. 13:01 remaining in the second. Stead with it. Roundaboards it goes, tries to clear. Dunbar gloves it down. Shot comes in from blue line, straight in front. Tonner with the shot. Hops with it. Goes round to Will Stead. He will bring it up ice. Again stopped. Dunbar is away at the right hand side. One man to beat. John Dunbar puts some moves on Hops. Tries to go to the backhand shot. Brilliant from John Dunbar. That is disgusting. That's his fourth of the season, 27-28, and the Sharks go 4-1 up.
What a goal. What a goal that was, and at a really crucial moment as well for Solway. The Bees have had the better of the period, and look at this though, just absolutely undresses the man, backhand past the keeper, and when the Sharks have been on the back foot this period, that is a massive, massive shift of momentum there, and we've just seen an absolutely first-class goal.
Former Guildford Flame, Glasgow Clan man, showing his class there, and I feel like I have to say it, and Rostock Piranha.
Yes, you must. Thank you very much. The best of those three options. Alfgate's AAC.
Mags with it. Finds Baird, who will set the Bees on their way. Bees in front of the Sharks' net, goes round. Baird will try and get there first. Big hit on, I think it was Ross Murray. Just down below us. Beattie with the puck. Finds Balaz. Back up to the blue line. Baird shot through traffic. Takes a deflection off Doughty's stick and goes wide. Sharks able to clear, and it's 2-on-1 here if they can play it quick. Shot from Murray. Glove by Priest. That could have been curtains straight there if the Sharks had put it away.
Big save there from Britton Priest, like you say. Yeah, if that finds its way top corner from Ross Murray, then it's you really start to fear for the Bees evening at that point. But Britton Priest is a tall man who knows how to use those long arms. Reached out, snatched it. Thank you, mine.
Bees win the draw. Kelly round the back of the net finds Mogg. Antonov off to the right. Shot comes in. Antonov with a tip in front off the glove of Hepburn. Antonov tries to go to the front of the net, loose there. Gardner able to get it clear. Shot again comes in front from Mogg. Stick off the stick of Ross Bottom and up into the glove of Hepburn. He'll hold on for the stoppage.
Discussion here between Liam Stenton and Mr. Irons about something. They're not. Clearly the Solway alternate captain needing something clarified.
Face off, won by Gardner. Pass from Stenton to Kerr, who pinched in at that point. Goes wide. The Sharks do recover though. That pass is wayward, and that pass just as much so, and Bees can't bring it in. Offside is the call. Once again, we'll have the face-off just outside the Sharks' zone. So it's bad I can see Buzz lurking in the stands. Just going through camera now.
Just because you're paranoid doesn't mean they're not out to get you, Joe.
Absolutely. Stenton up ice, sent back the other way by the Bees D-man, Stuart Mogg. Stenton. That's another wayward pass out. Just a couple of messy passes out from Connor Henderson. Kelly finds way over to Smith, and the circle continues. Back across to Mogg. No look pass again, not to take. Kerr able to send it the other way. Connor Henderson waits. Chips it on into the opposite corner. Kelly will collect. Up ice to Scott Henderson. Gardner takes a tumble. Cross ice pass. Sharks want an icing call. Icing waved off as Goodbye beats out a call. Tonner takes Morris down, I should say. Nothing malicious in it. Stoppage in play there. Obviously, Morris in a dangerous position behind the net on his knees.
Yeah, I mean, the one thing, of course, to kind of say there is that 4-1 down. Liam Morris putting on the Jets there. Manchester, obviously, not a situation that's kind of ended up in the way the Bees would have wanted it, but the want is still there. I mean, Stuart Tonner is never going to confess to being the fastest man on the ice, but he should probably been able to make that back and get the icing, and instead Liam Morris turns on the afterburners. The potential is there for the Bees. They're still trying to craft stuff, but they've actually just got to find a way to get something over the line.
So obviously we mentioned the goals for the Sharks being the weak point, but the goals against, it's under 4 basically for the whole season so far, and you can see why. It's a very solid defensive unit they've got.
It is a very solid defensive unit, and it's one that's it's one that, you know, seems to have more structure 5-on-5. The power play structure was not brilliant, but it should be said. It was very, very chaotic on the power play, which is probably why the penalty kill numbers are so low. But defensively, as a unit, as a 5-man unit on the ice, they're doing quite well.
Well, you see it there. Goodbye tries to get a shot, and all of a sudden Dunbar, Arsenault, and Peacock all surrounding him, not giving him a moment to breathe. Doughty back to Goodbye. Up to the blue line, Nags tries to go back to Goodbye. Beattie with a stick in the one lane. Balaz brings it down for Doughty. Tries to go back up to the blue line. Nags down low to Goodbye again. Goodbye to the front of the net. Balaz, good stick in the lane there from Arsenault, prevents the shot. Balaz spins away from his man, leaves it for Doughty. Nags can't keep it in, bounces over a stick. Doughty able to get back. And Sharks able to clear with Hare. His pass is wayward and only finds Baird.
So a pass there from Kieran Hare that didn't necessarily 100% need to find the man, but just needed to be away from where he was.
Doughty knocks it ahead, Arsenault to the loose puck. Sends it over to Beattie. Sharks will change some players. Beattie at speed away from Rose. Knocks it into the far corner. Baird collects the loose puck. Sharks able to complete that change. Puck up ice to Antonov. Antonov ahead to Rossbottom. Tries to return it to Rose. Rose can't beat Tonner. Antonov tries to take it away from Beattie. Held down low there. Antonov brings it away from the pile to the front of the net. Shot takes a deflection off the stick of Tonner. That's up into the rafters. 8:26 to go in the second period.
A couple of occasions there where Kel Beattie's been caught down low with the puck. They do seem to, you know, there was a bit of a mismatch deep pairing there because you had Tonner on there with Beattie rather than Tonner with Connolly as you usually would have. But there's a couple of times there where the Bees have managed to force turnovers down low. The Solway defenseman just a little too slow on the puck to just kind of get it moving again. And when you've got players with speed like the Bees have, like whether it's Anton or whether it's Rossbottom, whether it's Morris, you've got to be careful doing that kind of thing. It's a dangerous game to play. You don't want to give the puck over behind your net.
Linesman had his arm up in the air for icing. It's been waved off by the other officials, so carry on play.
Oh no!
That is a bad hit there, and the arm does go up for a, looks like a knee-on-knee hit there on Antonov. It's, I believe that's Scott Henderson.
No, I believe that's young Carruth. We need to get some clarification as to what this is.
Andy, we know you're watching.
Carruth or Carruth? Help us lot from down south speak Scottish, please. We really appreciate it.
58 the time of the penalty. Didn't see a signal. I'm going to guess kneeing. We'll get confirmation of it in a minute. I didn't see a signal from the official.
Not sure what else it could have been in that circumstance.
It is Carl Carruth who's gone to the box. So 31:58 the time of the penalty. Face off to the right of Hepburn, won by the Sharks. Stenton will clear. It is 2 for kneeing as Goodbye collects the puck. Cross-ice pass back to Goodbye. Goodbye with Stenton for company. Stenton goes to the slide. Shot from Goodbye. Saved by Hepburn. Kicked into the corner by Peacock. Balaz back up to Mogg. Mogg down to Balaz. Tries to come in tight. Smith gets dumped to the ice by Peacock and takes the puck out of the zone with him. Goodbye loses the handle. Peacock sends them back again. Mogg over to Balaz. Again turned over at neutral ice. Peacock with a great shift there on the penalty kill. He goes to the bench. Bees trying to get settled. Cross ice pass and offside waved off. Wilstead tries to go to the front net, blocked by Stenton again. Back up to the blue line. Shot coming in, tip in front, takes it wide of the net from Smith. Stenton high off the glass, beats a despairing Stuart Mogg. Priest out of his net to play it, leaves it for Liam Morris. Spins away from the rushing Sharks forward. Just under a minute to go on the Sharks penalty kill. Arsenault takes the puck away from Rossbottom. Flips it into the corner. Round it goes. Webb collects. Gardner for company. This power play looking a bit less threatening from the Bees so far.
It's been a solid penalty kill so far from the Sharks. They've just been doing all the little things right in the immediacy, which is what they really needed to do. Blimey, what a shove there by Arsenault. Sent Rossbottom flying.
Separate him from the puck. Sharks able to clear again. 23 seconds to go. Baird. 4-man wall here in Navy. Antonov will bring it into the zone. 1 man to beat. Spins away from Arsenault again. Antonov's cross-ice pass sticked away by Peacock. There is 8 seconds left on the Careth liner.
Yeah, this has not been a good power play for the Bees so far. It's been disorganised. It's been messy. Passes have been going astray. Drop-offs have been going astray. It's been easy work for the penalty kill for the Sharks so far on this one.
Face off left of Hepburn as it stays in the zone. Probably important for the Bees. It means they can get something set up at least as the man comes out. Smith trying to take it away from Arsenault. It's good work by the Solway defenceman. As the power play comes to an end once again. Unable to bring it away out of the corner. Smith, Arsenault down here with Rose and Beattie as it just pinballs around. Sharks finally able to clear it. Peacock collects. Looks for an option, settles on spinning away, finding Beattie. Puck bounces over his stick, goes to Arsenault. He takes a big hit after the play from Rose. Peacock finds Hare, stops to the line. Peacock will bring the puck, loose puck in anyway. Up the right hand side, spins away from one, drops it back off to Dunbar. He runs into a white wall. And the Bees will stop it. Cross-ice pass. Kerr holds up his man. It is goodbye. He's able to bring it away from one. Looks for an option. Balaz off the bench. Again, just good 6-lane. Hare able to stop him first time. Dunbar the second time. And the Sharks clear again. And that is icing with 5:04 to go in the period.
John Dunbar not quite having the legs he once had as a younger man there, unable to beat out the icing. But yeah, it feels, where are we? 5:04 left to go in the second period. It feels like the Bees need to take advantage of an opportunity at this stage.
Take nothing away from the Sharks. It's been a brilliant defensive game from them so far.
It's been a very very solid road game from the Sharks so far, putting bodies on the line for each other. You know, trying to stick very much to the game plan. They know just how dangerous the Bees can be. They're showing them the respect, but they're the ones getting the results at the moment.
Right, off to Doughty, shot off the side of the net. Ballas collects, tries to go for the wraparound. Hepburn's leg planted against the post, nothing there. Back up, shot comes in, shot off the, I'm going to say shoulder of Hepburn. He seemed to think it was his mask. Goodbye, collects the loose puck. Back up to the blue line, finds his way around to Stead. Stead shot tipped in front by Ballas. Marcel Ballas tips it in, and it's waved off. James Irons waves it off. High stick is the call.
Well, certainly the Sharks defenceman in front and Callum Hepburn were not convinced either. Mr. Irons on the spot, he's waved it off straight away.
James Irons only gets one look at it. Producer Nick, now's your moment. Have we got the replay for it? The shot comes in from the blue line.
Yes.
Yes. Yes. The Bees fans don't like it, but as you can see here, it's way above the crossbar. Sorry, Marcel. Nope, that is a perfectly good call there.
He's tried to do what he's done is he's tried to do the right thing there, which is have his stick high, and then bring his stick down so the point of contact was in the right place. Because of course you can have your stick as high as you want, but where you make contact is important.
Sharks up the other end, try to shovel it in short side on Priest.
But yeah, unfortunately for Marcel, there he's very clearly made contact with the puck above the crossbar there. That's not a goal.
Above the crossbar and above Callum Hepburn, which is never a good sign considering he's about 6'5".
But that's still good from the Bees. They've crafted it. Yes, it's not counted, but they've crafted a chance there. This is the sort of thing they need to do now. They need 3 goals in the next, sort of 24 and a bit minutes. They aren't going to do it without putting pucks on there. Yes, it's not counted, but signs of life in the Bees.
Gardner, 2 Bees for company, still able to bring the puck away. Kept in at the blue line by Tonner. Puck finds its way over to Gardner. Gardner with a shot, that goes over the bar. Kept in by Connolly. Flips it on behind the net. Nags is there to collect. He's got a Shark for company. Gardner loses out on the puck, I should say. Again, another wayward pass by the Bees. Connolly tries to knock it from left to right. Puck finds its way to Antonov. Antonov with time to beat. Good move from Vanya Antonov. Vanya Antonov with a great chance, saved by Hepburn. Must say, Connolly took the option of putting the move on and going to his backhand there on Antonov, and that helped immensely.
He also had Struan Tonner sort of trying to change direction. Tonner had the the option kind of of staying on his skates or ending up being sort of twisting around and breaking his ankles on him. So Antonov kind of was able to get the step as well. Great move, but that just seems that's been the difference here, isn't it? Is that Dunbar scored his move, Antonov hasn't, and it's just those little things have kind of fallen for the Sharks tonight.
3:23 to go in the second. Icing called and become length of the ice. Face off won by Gardner. Connolly able to spin away from Smith. Waits a moment, finds Connor Henderson out the left hand side, drops it off for Scott Henderson, back to Connor. He loses out as Webb jumps in front. Sharks trying to change as the Bees collect the puck. Bees at speed, up ice shot comes in from Morris, straight into the chest of Hepburn, and he'll hold on for the face off. Like you say, the Bees crafting chances, but something the Sharks have done is it's been kept to a lot of outside chances. There's not a lot from inside the hash marks, nothing from high danger areas. Thank you, Andy. Caruth. See, I told you it was John Carew.
But we have an answer, so thank you again to Andy Glenn from Sharks TV there.
Face off won by the Bees. Goodbye works an option shot, saved by Hepburn, bounces off the cuff of the glove. Kerr tries to clear, instead just goes round Goodbye. Hare tries to bring it out. Balaz there finds Goodbye, tries to get away from Stenton, finds Doughty. Doughty into the zone, shot saved by Hepburn again. Goodbye, over to Doughty again, Peacock tries to take it away. Doughty settles it down, finds Balaz, good work from Stenton, the diving stop. Stenton appears to have taken a stick in the face there. Puck finds Goodbye, back door, and the whistle goes.
And Hepburn still makes the save.
Hepburn still makes the save, the Bees don't agree with it. Stenton took a stick in the face off of Balaz. I would say not maliciously. Balaz tried to backhand pass that over to Goodbye, got the puck, and then in the follow through got Stenton. There was no arguments on the hit there from the Sharks, obviously. But obviously, again, it goes back to the whole thing we said about Morris earlier in the period. It's a man down in a very vulnerable area right in front of the goal.
Yeah, Stuart Mogg shouting very loudly, "Why have you blown there?" As there is a man gingerly removing himself from the floor.
Shot again coming in from Ross Bottom from the hash mark, saved by Hepburn. 2:24 to go in the second. I think Pickett is just explaining to Dan Rose something. Face off won by Young. BT will collect. He will go up ice to Caruth. Into the zone with Young. Up the left-hand side, tries to drop back to Murray. Instead finds Arsenault. Arsenault shot in front, saved by Priest, not convincingly. A very alert Bees D-man, I think I see what it is, who managed to knock it clear of the goal.
Now that was a big chance there for the Sharks to potentially start putting this one away, but cleared off of the line behind Britton Priest.
Josh Kelly, it must say, with the clearance off the line. Hold up down low behind the Bees net, not clear. Kelly will collect. Tries to go up ice to Smith, blocked by BT. Bees the other way anyway, drop pass to Smith. Again, just men in the lane for the Sharks. It's four in a line and Smith can't get through. Here comes the break the other way. Arsenault slides it off to BT. BT shot from a tight angle, saved by Priest. Antonov collects.
That entire rush off the back of young Caruth, probably one of the smallest players on the ice, putting his body on the line and full pelt, just trying to remove man from puck there. But we talked about the Sharks, having this sort of full team defensive game. I don't think you get much more embodied than that action.
Murray has been to the final minute of the second period, held up against the boards, brought away by Gardner. Gardner spins, finds Scott Henderson, shot saved by Priest again. Another shot finds Gardner on the back door. That shot goes through the crease out the other side. Morris collects the loose puck. Bees with it. Morris up the left-hand side. Cuts left to right. Into the zone, on his own, blasting round one. Shot again off the shoulder of Hepburn. Stenton will bring it the other way under 30 seconds. Stenton can't get around Mogg, I should say. Mogg able to bring it away. That will be icing. We'll go the length of the way back with 15 seconds on the clock. An important face-off to the right of Britton Priest.
a period that started out feeling very much like the Bees were starting to kind of take control about it, and they just got the wind knocked out of their sails by John Dunbar pulling an absolute worldie out of his back pocket.
Face off won by the Bees. Mogg will go round the boards to Morris. Morris evades the unwrestling Sharks forward. I think that was Hare. Morris again tries to go left to right, met by Peacock this time. He'll send it back, and that will do it for the end of the second period. The second period will have loads of chances at both ends, and one absolute worldie of a finish from John Dunbar to give the Sharks a 3-goal lead. The Bees have generated lots of chances. They've not been high-quality ones, and when they have grafted those high-quality chances, there's been a big blue wall in front of them in this Sharks defence and Callum Hepburn. The Sharks are good for this 4-1 lead at the moment, Anthony.
I think that, yeah, I don't think we can really disagree with that one. I'm sure there's probably some of the home fans will maybe feel the Bees have been kind of a bit hard done by, but that high stick goal, if that counts for one reason or another, and we're 4-2 going into the third period, it's a very, very different kettle of fish. But yeah, the Bees it's effort and energy, but the output is starting to lack. They're looking a little bit short of ideas, and they just don't seem to be able to find a way to get past, like you say, this big blue wall. There's a man in the slot with the puck. He is descended upon. He doesn't have an opportunity to pass it left and right. Hepburn's making saves. He feels like he's got a little bit of gotten into his groove a little bit. What the Bees need to do is they just need to try and disrupt a little bit of the flow that the Sharks have gotten themselves into. We know that the Bees do have the ability. We've seen it out of them this year, where they've grinded out results and crafted chances. But they need to do it on home ice, and if they want the points to stay in Slough, they need to do it now.
Well, we'll be back in about 15 minutes with the third and possibly final period. It's a big 20 minutes. Can the Bees get back in this game? Will the Sharks complete the 4-point weekend? We'll be back in about 15. Welcome back for the third and final period here, possibly, I should say that. In Slough, the TSI Bees 1, the Solway Sharks 4. Second period that was very, well, one-sided apart from a moment of brilliance from John Dunbar. Scores from elsewhere in the league. It is the Bristol Pitbulls 2, MK Lightning 5 at the end of the second. The Leeds Knights 3, Sheffield Steel Dogs 0. The Peterborough Phantoms 2, the Swindon Wildcats 1. And Telford Tigers 0, Hull Seahawks 2. So as it stands, the Seahawks will be top of the league to end the weekend. Your second period stats: shots on goal 10 on Britton Priest, 12 on Callum Hepburn. Like I said, the one moment of sheer brilliance from John Dunbar, and 2 penalties on the Sharks, which were both killed superbly.
It should also be said as well, not only would Hull be top of the table if the score stayed the same way, Solway would be off the bottom.
Yes, this is correct. Obviously, Bristol losing to Milton Keynes, Solway will be off the bottom for the first time since, well, the opening weekend of the season, obviously. Like London buses, you wait for one win and potentially 2 come along at once.
Well, there's a massive 20 minutes to be had here in Slough, and 3 goals looks and feels like a mountain at times, but this sport has a horrible, horrible way of playing tricks on the complacent. The one thing the Solway Sharks need to do in this 20 minutes, they need to come out and they do exactly what they've done in the last 40 minutes. They just swarm defensively. 5 men playing, doing their defensive duties well, take the opportunities that come. For the Bees kind of need to take some inspiration from what others have done. Shock and awe is what they need to do now. Go, pressure, pressure, pressure. And it doesn't matter who gets a puck over the line, whether it's Don Goodbye, Josh Kelly, Britton Priest having a shot from his own crease. They need to get the puck in the net, and they need to get the puck in the net quick.
I say you need to think it needs to come preferably in this first 5 minutes of this period. The Sharks, like you say, it's a case of we're just going to set up, we're going to do our own game, we've got the goals on the board, we can afford a moment to breathe.
Very much so. Calmness and quality time from one of these two sides is going to win this one.
As referee James Lyons calls them in, he's not quite happy with Dan Rose's foot placement of all things, and drops the puck. We are underway in the third period. Sharks winning the draw through Craig Peacock, and it's dumped into the zone. Kelly tries to go for a pass, that is picked off by Hare. Turns away to Antonov, Beattie takes it off his stick. Loose again, Antonov collects, another good second lane from Kel Beattie.
And it's little things like that. Stenton did in the last period, Beattie doing them seconds into the third. It's not giving up on pucks, not giving, no matter how sort of lost the play is, no one's jumping in too much, but people, when they lose the puck at the
Kelly to the front of the net, Ross Bottom, shot saved by Hepburn. Sorry to interrupt there, Anthony.
That was far more important than what I was saying. But the point still stands there. It's not giving up on plays is massively important. It's one of the things that Solway have done really well tonight.
There's a turnover behind the goal there, found Ross Bottom in the low slot. Another good save from Hepburn to add to his list of them now. I would say that that's, what, 23 saves on 24 shots, so who knows if the shot count is tonight. As the Sharks win the draw again. Around the boards it comes. Connor Henderson stops, flips it ahead. Puck comes all the way down, finds his way on the stick of Mogg. He bounces off the ball to Goodbye. Goodbye, no look pass to Balaz is picked off. Sharks the other way. Henderson takes a small tumble as he tries to clear away. And that is a slash called on Scott Henderson. Again, it's one so obvious that both the officials' arms are in the air. 40-55 the time of the penalty, as Scott Henderson slits 2 minutes for slashing. We said we needed the Bees needed a big moment, Anthony, and this feels like the one. It's a power play early in the third. It feels like they have to score here.
It feels like they do have to score here. Scott Henderson clearly liking Aidan Doughty's stick so much he tried to take it with him, but the Bees need to take advantage of this extra man. They need to do it quick, preferably a nice quick goal, and then it gives them a bit of extra time to just keep going.
Mogg at the blue line, over to Goodbye. Goodbye winds up, hands on the pass, and the Sharks are able to clear the length of the ice. Priest settles it down for Mogg. Mogg up onto Smith, finds Balaz. Balaz down to Doughty. He is met by a sea of navy shirts, 3 of them all around him. Turned over again. Balaz creates another turnover. Doughty looks for an option, spins away from Gardner. Puck almost finds his way back to Goodbye. Takes the pressure off a leg, and the Sharks the other way with Nolan Gardner. Into the zone, snaps the shot, saved by Priest. He'll hold on. And that's something I should say as well. The Bees, early in the season, if they have one flaw, it's been giving up short-handed goals. They've given up 4 in 7 games already this season, including 2 in Bristol.
Not a great stat, but obviously it's been masked a little bit by the fact that the Bees have been so good offensively through Goodbye, through Balash, and then through sort of sheer sort of bloody mindedness of the team sort of pushing on from there. But yeah, that was a dangerous chance there.
Arsenault collects the loose puck, flips it on ahead. Wilstead will collect as the Sharks are quite happy just to sit off. Puck nowhere near anything dangerous here. Instead finds Baird. Squatted backwards. He will go back to Wilstead. A minute gone on the power play. Baird avoids Hare. Finds Wilstead. He'll take it up the left-hand side. Tries to blow past Beattie. Takes a tumble. Penalty eventually called there. Referee James Irons had a think about it. He has eventually called it. 2 minutes tripping called on Kel Beattie. 42-11. And it will be 5-on-3 for 45 seconds.
Yeah, he's just put the puck round the man. Beattie's just tried to stand his ground, but stood his ground a little bit too well, put the leg out. Sometimes you have to do what has to be done. I think the issue there is that he probably, whilst you don't want the power play to kind of set up, he's not. I can see why the Sharks are arguing this one a little bit, because it did feel. I've seen those called and I've seen those not called.
Again, it comes down to the whole thing of, similar to football, if your man leaves your leg there and you see it, you're going to take the opportunity to take a tumble, and that feels like something that's happened just there for Kel Beattie.
Yeah, 5-on-3 now for Bees. Huge moment.
Smith, Goodbye, tic-tac-toe, around it goes. Finds his way back up to Goodbye as they try to collapse this box. Down low shot goes through the crease and out the other side. 30 seconds before Henderson is back out. Bees with it down low on the goal line. Back up to Goodbye. Balaz back to Goodbye. Wayward pass winds up, fakes the shot, down low to Doughty. Smith back to Goodbye, still no shooting lane opening up here. 10 seconds, Balaz, Goodbye, winds up, fires, that goes wide of the net. Smith back to Goodbye, down to Balaz again, shot from a tight angle, that one does go in! Beating the 5-on-3 buzzer, Marcel Balaz, power play goal at 42-54.
Massive moment there as well. And with 2 seconds left on that first penalty as well, the Bees now get a minute and 18 seconds worth of power play time to play with. A second or two later, and it's back to 5-on-5. Instead, Marcel Balaz has managed to find that tiniest of gaps from the side there. A goal he scored a lot for Basingstoke, a goal he scored a fair bit here as well. Just finding the gap twixt man and post. 4-2. Game on.
Marcel Balaz' 9th goal of the season and his 5th on the power play already. Sharks able to clear it. There was 1:18 left on the BT minor to start after the goal. We'll bring you the replay of it as soon as we can in the next break and play. Baird. Leaves it for Antonov. Antonov away from Peacock. Antonov shot. Takes the deflection, goes over. Bees still with it. Morris. Held up in the corner. Balaz from Smith and Goodbye is the Bees' second goal. Wilstead keeps it in the blue line. Turns it over. Sharks will break the other way. 30 seconds to go on the BT minor. Hare spins away from Baird. Tries to go backwards. Fans on the pass. Antonov jumps in front of it. Antonov at the right hand side to Rossbottom. Drops it back off to Antonov. Antonov to the front of the net. Shot. Chance from Morris. Saved by Hepburn again.
He then gives Liam Morris a dig in the back of his knee for his trouble.
Webb down to Morris. 10 seconds left on the BT minor. Rossbottom. Goes back to Stead. Over to Antonov. Antonov shot. Blocked in front. Still loose in front. Covered up by Hepburn as the Sharks return to full strength.
Big save there in the moment from Callum Hepburn. If
Here
that one trickles through.
The second goal for you. Goodbye. Finds Balaz. Snapped away from a ridiculous angle, that one.
It's just popped him over the shoulder there. Hepburn's made the choice to kind of, he's had to slide across quickly. He's had to make a choice between either covering up high or covering down low. He's chosen down low, and Balash has got the quality. He's put it up and over the shoulder.
Sharks win the draw.
That's a high stick.
And that is high sticking. And the Bees, as quick as they get a moment, they will go back short-handed. Hepburn to the bench. Priest pushes that attempted shot into the corner. Gardner tries to settle down, and that is stopped. The penalty will be called. High sticking is called on Dan Rose, I believe, as he's the one going to the bench. 44-26 the time of the penalty. Two minutes for high sticking. The Bees, again, the Sharks can re-establish this 3-goal lead here with another quick power play goal. It almost ends the game.
I think well, certainly I don't think anybody is arguing that call at all.
Puck almost finds its way loose to Peacock. Goodbye, able to bring it away. Balaz chips it on ahead. He will try and beat BT to the puck. Sharks bring it the other way. Puck on its way over to Dunbar. Gardner up the right hand side, loses the handle for a brief second, goes round the Bees' net. Back up to the blue line. Finds his way over to Peacock, down low to Dunbar. Peacock off the boards. Sees a return pass from Arsenault, cross-ice pass. Down low to Gardner, Kelly with a good stick in the lane to separate the puck away from him. Puck backhand flip by Dunbar to Peacock. Falls his way back to Gardner, Gardner shot blocked by Kelly. Whistles past us.
Good one by Josh Kelly. He's just read that play really, really well. Seen where they've stretched the Bees a little bit there, but Kelly didn't overcommit, stayed, stuck to his position, able to sort of keep, get his foot in the way there. Shake of the ankle, all change.
Face off left of Priest. Won by the Sharks again. Gardner able to knock it back into the blue line. Finds his way around to Dunbar. Can't quite get it to tape. Baird is there. Tries to flick around the boards. BT. Glove down by Wilstead. Great jump up for that one. Arsenault will stick it down for Peacock. 50 seconds left on the Rose minor.
He's screaming for a high, playing with the puck with a high stick there, but that was well below his shoulder.
Peacock, with one man in blue at the back. Finds Gardner, rings it around the boards. Stead has it coming together with BT. Comes away with the puck momentarily, loose again in front. Dunbar collects, goes to the backhand, finds his way over to Peacock. Back up to Arsenault on the blue line. Winds up, pass down to Dunbar. Back to Arsenault, BT. Winds up, fires, Muffin. Falls to Stead, he tries to knock it into the corner. Gardner keeps it down low, finds a way back up to Arsenault at the blue line, under 10 seconds. Shot in front, blocked by Antonov. Bees will kill the penalty and Antonov will have a chance to break. Stop and go there on Arsenault, finds Baird. He will try and flip it into the corner, and does, and the Bees return to full strength.
Solid kill by the Bees there. They, like I said, they didn't panic too much. The one moment they did get stretched, they had Kelly, keeping his position. It worked out very, very well. Good again, decent from the Sharks, but again, maybe a little bit telegraphed, a bit too easy to read at times.
Sharks able to clear the zone. They'll go for a change as Rose collects the puck. Winds up, fires it into the zone after gaining centre ice. Scott Henderson collects the loose puck, met by Ross Bottom, finds Stenton, knocked loose, Nags pinching in.
Scott Henderson without his stick there.
Still with it. Awkward tumble there for Henderson against the board. His ankle seemed to get stuck in the door. He is up and okay and collecting his stick. Sharks the other way. Offside is being signalled by the linesman as Mogg knocks it clear. Balaz into the zone. 3 Sharks on the way. Balaz shot straight to the glove of Hepburn. He'll hold on. 12:37 to go in the third.
Not the most dangerous of shots there from the Marcel Balaz will ever have, but yeah, sometimes you need to just put the puck on net, see what happens. Good things do happen if you do that, so I'm reliably told, but just getting a chance to just kind of reset everything, get everybody back, you know, back in position, have another go.
It'll also help with the zone time aspect of it. You can have a set play up from this face-off. It does help when you win the draw, just like Marcel has done there. Goodbye, spins away from one. Back up to the blue line, Nags. Tries to get around Murray. Goodbye. Finds Balaz again. Balaz, another shot from tight angle. Hepburn stops it the first time, covers up for the second time of asking. He'll hold on for another face-off.
Can't blame him for trying the same move twice. He's already beaten Hepburn from a similar kind of angle, so why not try and surprise him again by coming around and firing it there? But Hepburn equal to that one.
Face-off to his left. Won by the Sharks this time, but Balaz able to jump in the way and intercept the pass. Balaz pushed into the stands, basically by Stuart Kerr, legally. Puck knocked out of the zone. Nags will have to retreat. Over to Mogg. Finds his way over to Nags. Peacock for company. Nags, good work to get away from both Peacock and Dunbar, and still with the puck early. Nags into the zone, goes round the D-man, tries to leave it for Goodbye, maybe a little overrun that way. Goodbye, back to Nags, who can't keep it in the blue line, and he takes the tumble as well, and it's one-on-one here. Mogg chasing back. Dunbar tries to spin away from one, tries to go back and find Hare, can't quite pull it off, and the Bees will ice it. 11:29.
Ollie Nags saw the bright lights in his eyes there for a minute. He suddenly dreamt he was Nicholas Lidstrom and thought he could try to dance his way through everybody. And you know what? He managed to work his way through. And again, this is the one thing with the Bees. You can't fault the effort. It's the execution at times that sort of seems to let them down. But such a young man with that kind of confidence to try and make that play himself is, you know, it bodes very, very well. Not just for the Bees, but also for this young man's future.
That would have been a hell of a first National League goal as well. Bees able to clear it up ice. Goodbye. Stick checked back by, I believe, Stenton. Webb tries to get around Gardner. I should say it was Ross Conley, actually. Morris up the right hand side. Tries to get in front of the net. Puck misses everything. Webb taken into Hepburn. Another shot from the Sharks is gloved over by Priest. Tonner down to Scott Henderson. Loses out the puck. Wilstead collects. He will start the rush. Tonner to beat. And that is shots by Tonner up into the Sharks bench.
Crafty move by the veteran there, just to get out of the way, let things settle down. It's almost in Solway's interest now to just really start to sort of slow this game down. 4-2, you'd want a 5th goal, but the point of game management is going to start coming in for the Sharks. And actually, the one thing they've not been great at during so far this season is holding leads. They need to show they can do that now.
Carries, tries to bring it around Hops. Wilstead will collect the loose puck. Around the boards, up to Ross Bottom. He tries to get a Rose. Puck does eventually find its way to the centre. Shot towards goal, kicked into the corner by Hepburn. Antonov down low. Finds Rose again, held up against the boards. 2 Sharks company, Sharks able to bring it away. Chopped up ice by Carruth. Hops with it. Priest showing him directions. Finds Ross Bottom. Leaves it for Antonov. Sorry, Rose even. Too many face gauges. Beaten. Tries to go around again. Stead unable to keep it in. Dinged as he has. Antonov in front. Antonov shot. Pushed away by Hepburn. I think the backhand has gone up into the netting. That looked like it had gone offside from where I stood. Yes,
it looked like it had gone offside as well for me, but you play to the whistle for a reason, and ultimately the Bees nearly crafted a chance out of there. Antonov's just put it over the top by the look of it.
9:58 to go in the third period.
Well, we said the Bees needed a goal when that 5-on-3 power play game came. They got it. 10 minutes to go.
And they could do with a big one here. No one seems to know the puck is behind Hepburn's net. Bees with it. Barnes tries to go to Downey. That misses everything and goes out the other side. Baird goes back to collect. Baird straight through centre ice to Balaz. Chips ahead. Balaz and Downey give chase. Denton is there. Balaz finds Goodbye. Trying to bring it away from two navy shirts. Goodbye. Back to Baird. Baird through traffic. Shot saved by Hepburn. He'll hold on. Bees trying to turn the screw. The Sharks trying to shut up shop now for the final 9 minutes.
The issue being that if the shots kind of come in like that and they're, you know, from distance, clear view, you know, 99 times out of 100, Callum Hepburn's going to gobble those up and they're not going to go anywhere.
Our mutual friend and who has also joined me up here a few times this year already, Chris Beale, says, you know, 2-goal lead, it's the most dangerous one in hockey because you don't know whether or not to keep going for the attack or sit back and defend. Solway, I think, need to make a decision quick, which they rather do. And going on the basis of that face-off win, it looks like it's going to be attack as it's chipped on goal. Priest tries to play it out of position. Connor Henderson can't quite get on the end of it. Held up in the corner down here. Henderson works his way out to Scott Henderson. Loose puck collected by Baird. He goes over to Doughty. Finds Balance. Baird. Up to Goodbye. Blocked by Arsenault. Finds Balance again. Baird at the blue line. Towards goal. Comes off Webb. Baird. Tries to go to Doughty. Finds Webb. Baird winds up, fires through traffic. Tries to go back door. Off the stick and wide. Sharks with it up the left-hand side. Arsenal tries to put the move on. Kelly Sanders' ground. Shot comes in. Priest can see it. Another backdoor chance. That goes high and wide by Scott Henderson. Goodbye will be first to lose puck. He looks knackered. He needs to get to the bench, really. Morris putting pressure on the Sharks D-man. Takes it away from Connor Henderson. I think that was on that one. Bees trying to keep it in the zone. Smith cleared. Nags keeps it in. Backhand down low. Intercepted by the Sharks. Carruth. Round one. Poked away by Mogg. Still finds its way down to Young. Taken away by Webb. Attempted clearance by the Sharks. Blocked by the linesman. Young is there to collect. Young wheels into the zone. Steps inside Mogg. Shot gloved by Priest off his shoulder. 7:33 to go in the third period.
Yeah, the energy's kind of shifted in the room a bit now, hasn't it? As things start getting a bit tense and a bit nervy. You know, like little things like puck bounces off the linesman and people start screaming at the players on the ice, screaming at the linesman being in the wrong position. Of course, they don't have the magic ability to absorb themselves into the board, sadly.
Bees win the draw. Bice to Ross bottom. Shipped ahead, gloved down. Sharks knock it ahead. Nags. Will lead the rush out. Finds Rose. Rose up the left-hand side. Stands up to Connolly and pushes it in. Sharks here losing out Ross bottom. Goes through to the other side. Antonov. Down to Nags. Can't keep it in at the blue line this time. Good pressure from Dunbar. Peacock tries to take it away from Nags momentarily, and that will fall to Ross bottom.
Solid stuff there though from Molly Nags. Arguably the two best players on the other team, pushing him for the puck, held his ground, kept the puck, managed to kind of keep the play going. That sort of pass, however, doesn't help.
Mogg immediately passes it to Arsenault. Chipped ahead, Antonov shot to front of the net, goal! And the Bees have life! 53-24, and I think it's well stead.
Not 100% certain who got themselves at the end of that one, but here comes the replay. There's the pass across, redirection in front. Stuart Mogg.
Stuart Mogg! Someone find the goal graphic! Stuart Mogg gets his third of the season. And we've not even got to Halloween yet. 53-24 the time of the goal, and the Bees have pulled it within one.
When you talk about the, it's nearly Halloween, but that's given Solway a fright now. They started to sit back, sit off of everything, trying to shut the game down. They can't really afford to do that now because they've been pushed onto their back foot a little bit too much. They need to start maybe trying to push out a little bit, put a bit more pressure on, get much more of a forecheck going, because the Bees are going to, pardon the pun, they're going to sting them if they keep trying to play like this.
Orsted takes in the zone, takes a big hit from Stenton. Goodbye collects the loose puck. Stenton does a good job to keep the Slowback away from goal. Tries to clear it. Stead keeps it in the blue line. Mog from Antonov and Goodbye, I believe, is the third goal. They're going to Antonov. No, that's definitely Stuart Mogg who scored. It's been announced as Antonov from Mogg in the crowd, and as you've just seen on the replay, it's definitely Stuart Mogg's goal.
It's 100% a Stuart Mogg goal, yes.
That one. Dubious Goals Commission. Actually, in my role as EIHA statistician, I can change that. That's one of the things I can do.
Whilst I'm all four forwards trying to chisel themselves out points, there is a very sizable difference between Stuart Mogg and Vanya Antonov.
Icing is called. 5:28 to go. Yeah, I am the Dubious Goals Commission. I'm going to claim that one now.
The power has gone to your head. But either way, that was a superb goal at a really, really timely moment as well. Just Solway sitting back a little bit too deep, and just a great bit of work. Mogg reads the play really well, pinches in off the blue line, steps in and does that. And the thing is that
it's shot from a tight angle, misses everything and out the other side.
And that's brave. It's really brave defence there from the Sharks. But it's all very last man, last minute, panicky stuff. There's 5 minutes to go. You can't play 5 minutes of panic defence hockey. That's not going to work.
BT slides it over to Arsenal. Up ice, misses the stick of Baird. Out the zone. Into a nervy final 5 minutes.
Like I said, the energy's shifted in the room a bit now. The fans and the Bees are starting to believe that they can get themselves back into this. They did look out of this at the beginning of this period. They have ground their way back in.
Sharks trying to clear the zone. Webb collects the loose puck. Spins away from Murray. Finds his way over to Mogg. Morris up the right-hand side. Arsenault pokes it away. Shot from Mogg is blocked in front. The Sharks bring it the other way. Murray stopped by Mogg again. Down low with Brendan Baird. Baird tries to go to Smith. That is a wayward pass. That only finds Lewis Young. Shot. Big save from Britton Priest. A horrible turnover at that time. And a good save by the Welsh from 4:08 to go.
Had the option of the man in front. I actually wonder whether they might have looked at trying doing the sort of play that the Bees just did to them. Instead, Young takes the shot, tests himself against the glove of Priest, and the glove of Priest, the fastest finger wins on that one.
Face off won by the Bees. Hops tries to knock it clear. Dumped back into the corner. Murray spins away from Mogg. Ballas takes a hit from Gardner. Gardner with a puck. Fires it through the crease. Hops can't get it away. Sharks turnover again in a dangerous zone. Lewis Young with another chance. He'll go round the net. Good work from Stuart Mogg. Reads the play. Stops the wrap around 10. Yeah. Gardner down low again. Has another go. Priest with it. Has it gone in? Gardner is desperately appealing that it's gone in. I think it's in Britton Priest. Priest with a big stop.
That's not crossed the line for me, unfortunately. I don't blame the Sharks.
Nick, we're going to need multiple angles of this one.
I do not blame the Sharks for shouting for that one at all, but for me that one has not crossed the line all the way. We're going to see the replay.
No, that's just after it, unfortunately. Producer will work his magic on it.
Stuart Mogg there, obliging his netminder, just putting his stick there, just in case it's skirted through. Just in case. We will close the back door.
We will bring that replay to you when we can.
But yeah, superb bit of work there. Again, I think Young's been guilty there, just overplaying the puck, trying to do a little bit too much. Get the puck on net, rather than trying to do anything too fancy. So there it comes.
Shot from the blue line is saved by Priest.
So you can see there, Gardner walks in, and he's just shouted for it out of hope rather than expectation. That puck's not crossed the line, unfortunately. Not for me. I do not see it. I do not see the puck come through the pads of Britton Priest. Big save, huge save, potentially game-defining.
VAR goals decision panel from up here say no, much like we did earlier. We're 2 for 2. Premier League Hyros. Bees with the turnover. They will try and go up ice. Antonov Return pass to Rose. Rose shot from a ridiculously wide angle is gloved by Hepburn. 3:20 to go. Face off in the Sharks zone.
3:20. Do the Bees take their time out here? I wonder. It doesn't look like they're going to, but again, the chance to just set up, try and get a set play. They need to win the face off, obviously, which I'm venturing. Yeah. Oh, I thought it was Marcel Balash there for a minute. It looks like instead it's Dan Rose who's going to go for it.
Held up. No one able to bring it away.
And all this is seconds ticking down for the Bees as well.
Antonov had to take the puck away from Peacock. Sharks will try and clear with Dunbar. Cross-ice pass through bed, finds Peacock. This is a man you don't want skating in on goal. He then wheels around and he's just happy to kill the seconds down. Finds Dunbar. From round the back of the net. Again, just killing valuable time here.
Just getting the cycle going, just getting the puck down low. Doesn't matter. Maybe you can't score from behind the other team's net, but neither can they.
2.5 minutes to go. Mogg up ice. Stopped at the first time of asking. Cross-ice pass finds Rose. Takes it around Young. Antonov chips it ahead. Only as far as Murray. Sharks the other way. Gardner gets the tip on the wash the ice and call out as they change D. Pre-sells it down for Kelly. Finds Ballas. Ballas tries to find Down. Stopped again by Murray. Priest out of his net to play it. Goodbye. Over to Ballas. Again stopped. Kelly finds Goodbye again. Into the final 2 minutes of the game. Sharks with a turnover. Flipped on up ice. Baird gloves it down. Stopped again at their own blue line. Kelly. Sharks one of them offside. Up ice to Goodbye. Tries to go round Beattie. Does. Doughty can't beat Hare to the puck. Kelly's pass is picked off again by Beattie. He will start the rush. 90 seconds to go. Loses the puck. Hare loses the puck. Mogg goes round the back of his net to Kelly. Sharks doing a good job of just filling centre ice. Bees can't get through. Mogg knocks it ahead to Goodbye. Priest thinks about going. Beattie's there to collect. Priest Dunbar loses out. Ballas. Puck finds his way to Mogg. Mogg shot through traffic, blocked in front by Arsenault. Puck cleared out the zone more importantly than anything for the Sharks. Minute left.
Bees need to do something here. They just need to get a puck on net and just try and...
Antonov into the zone, finds Ballas. Shift in net, Marcel Ballas! From absolutely nowhere, the Bees tie the game in the final minute, 4-4. And Ballas gets his 10th of the season.
Cometh the hour, cometh the man, cometh Marcel Ballas. Just with not even much of a screen there, just the layoff and just absolutely snaps it past the glove hand shoulder of Callum Hepburn, and out of nothing they were almost in the ground. And like the proverbial Halloween jersey zombie, they have risen from the dead.
59:06 the time of the goal. As the Bees win the draw, and 4-4. Antonov chips it ahead to Kerr. A big 45 seconds, and the Sharks ice it. 42 seconds to go. Be the left of Hepburn. Ballas from Antonov and Goodbye, the fourth goal for the Bees. Face off to the left of Hepburn. Rose doesn't win the draw. Kerr able to collect. Held up in the corner. 30 seconds. Smith and Rossbottom down there for the men in white. Stenton and Kerr there for the Sharks. Round the back of the Sharks net. Falls for Smith. Gardner. Over to Murray. Stopped in his tracks, the Sharks. Seem like they're quite happy to take the point here. And will play for extras. 5 seconds to go, it's held up in the corner. 2 seconds, and nobody able to get it away. Something from nothing for the Bees in that third period. The Sharks with a 4-1 lead. The Bees scrape back with 3 in the final period to to make sure both teams get a point out of this, and on fair reflection, the evidence of that third period, a point each is at least fair.
Yes, very, very much so. Ultimately, the Bees, we said that they needed to craft out chances. They needed to find something. They needed to create something. Well, they managed to get a 5-on-3 power play goal. They then had a nice backdoor play that saw Stuart Mogg score, and then Marcel Balach literally magicking it out of it, magicking a point from his back pocket to tie this game at 4. Like I said, on the balance of the 60 minutes, it's probably fair. The thing for the Sharks is they'll be kicking themselves about is that's another lead they've let slip away, and they let it slip away at the death. I said that I felt that they were trying to sit back too much. They needed to try and push up and push out, and they started doing it a little bit better, and then out of nowhere, Marcel Balach called his own number and beat the glove of Callum Hepburn.
At this point, I feel like I can ask you now, is this a case of an overtime, 3-on-3, obviously big ice, it's a big, expansive game now. Do bus legs start to play a part in this?
You do have to wonder if they do, and I mean, the strange thing is that the Sharks weren't looking tired so much as they just didn't quite know what to do. They've not really been in this. They've not been in this position much in this division. When they've been behind for a couple of minutes and not really been in that last minute holding on to a lead. And maybe it's just a lack of nous, a lack of experience in the moment for them in terms of knowing what to do. But this is a season of new things for them. They've got to be prepared to do. They've got to be prepared to walk through the fire. And now it's the fire of bonus hockey. 3-on-3 for 5 minutes.
3 minutes. 5 minutes, 3-on-3. The Bees send out Gabai, Balaz, Mogg, it's Peacock, Dunbar, and I believe Arsenault for the Sharks. I can't quite see from our angle. It is the flowing locks. Anthony approves. The Bees come away with the draw. Mogg with it. He starts from behind his own net. Sharks quite happy to pen them in at their own end. Mogg starts the rush. Gabai tries to get round Peacock. Does eventually, but Arsenault is there to collect the loose puck. Peacock does just enough to hold up the player coach.
Slightly dangerous game there, trying to potentially giving Don Gabai some space.
Will try and blow past everyone. Shot from in the slot, saved by Brees. He'll hold on. Both teams change up. Antonov, Rose, and Baird is out for the Bees. The Sharks send out Gardner, Stenton, and Hare.
The irony, of course, being Arsenault was just on the ice there. There was also plenty of Hare. Look, that's my one.
Yes, you're allowed. Sharks win the draw. Back to Stenton. He will turn and exit the zone. That's a goal.
Yeah, there's no need to overcommit. There's no need to overcommit and rush. You know, they're still inside the first minute of overtime here. It's about finding those gaps.
Well, there's one at the left-hand side. Stenton stop and go, spins away from Antonov. Puck does leave the zone. Good defensive play there from Antonov.
Yeah, you can see what Stenton was trying to do, but Vanya's read that incredibly well and just not even so much muscle, just lent into it and just made sure that he couldn't do too much.
Sharks ahead again. Hare to the front of the net. Accidental stick off Priest's mask.
Yeah, that was potentially dangerous there. It's interesting the referees have not really decided to do anything with that one, to be honest.
Sharks will change. Rose leaves the puck for Baird. As he goes to the bench, Rossbottom comes out. Connor Henderson out for the Sharks. Arsenault as well.
I think Baird's going off the change here now.
Baird is going off the change. Antonov and Rossbottom are out. Stuart Mogg steps out. Dunbar, Peacock and Arsenault now back out. Peacock takes a tumble. The Sharks bench wants a penalty, nothing doing there.
No, I'm not sure what you'd call on that one.
Antonov out the zone again. Good defensive work from the Bees forward. Mogg tries to find Rossbottom, and Rossbottom has a chance. Adam Rossbottom shot on goal. That goes over the bar. Hepburn saw it the whole way.
Yeah, he did. A chance almost out of nothing there for Adam Rossbottom. He almost rushed it potentially a little bit there. I think he may have had a little bit more time than he thought he did.
Sharks the other way. Dunbar deemed to be held up there. The referee has his arm up in the air. Ryan Webb is going to go for the box. Slashing is the call.
Not potentially the one I
and
would
the
have
clock
pulled
is still running. Was still running for a couple of seconds there at centre ice. The Sharks will call a timeout. 62-25 the time of the penalty. Ryan Webb heads to the box for slashing, and both teams head for 30 seconds with their coaches.
Certainly a penalty drawn and a penalty won there by the Sharks, and that one again. It's similar to one of the ones that was called on the Sharks early in the third period there. You've seen them called, you've seen them not called as well there, but Dunbar's managed to draw it. And now it's some very, very serious thinking time for both sides here. The Sharks, though, are going to have, as a minimum, 2 minutes.
Ryan Webb sits 2 minutes for slashing. 4 on 3. And just for those of you who obviously haven't seen an overtime period before, you don't lose a man for a penalty in overtime, you you gain a man. So
Yes.
we'll go 4 on 3 for 2 minutes or less.
We are literally in the part of go hard or go home.
And the Bees penalty kill, it's been fantastic to start this year. It needs to be big for the next 120 seconds. Face off won by Peacock. Arsenault circles away from Gabai, finds Gardner, Dunbar on the right hand side. Looking for a lane, trying to draw a man out of position. Dunbar finds open Arsenault. That shot goes through everyone out the other side and out the zone, more importantly for the Bees.
Unsure if that was a shot or necessarily a pass to the back door for Peacock. I think Peacock thought it was one, Arsenault thought it was the other, and the two didn't connect.
Arsenault brings it into the zone, finds Peacock. Over to Dunbar. Circles the top of the zone, tries to find Peacock. Backdoor, brilliant save from Britton Priest. Gardner with a follow-up attempt. Also saved by Priest. The Welshman comes up big as no one picked Peacock up at the back door.
Massive save, huge save there from Britton Priest. He's read that play superbly and has just made himself as big as humanly possible. Gardner there in after the fact, getting himself involved. That's what he's been doing an awful lot so far this season. Getting himself in front, trying to clean up any rebounds, but Priest held on.
Face off won by the Sharks again. Same unit stays out. Arsenault down to Dunbar. Dunbar bringing it in. Mogg kicks it away. Stead collects the loose puck. I think Priest wanted to cover it. Stead tries to kill a few seconds, launches it up ice. 1 minute left on the Webb minor. 90 seconds left in overtime. Sharks will bring it ahead. Dunbar directing traffic over to Peacock. Back up to, it's not Arsenault now. No, that one was Dunbar, sorry. Arsenault. Back to Peacock. Looking for an option. Gardner down low, stepping in, deflected away by Mogg and out the zone again. 30 seconds.
This is good patient penalty killing here from the Bees. They need to be smart and they need to be sensible. They don't need to do too much, especially with the big ice there.
Shot on goal from Gardner. Priest out of position. Craig Peacock gives Solway the 4-point weekend. The bounce off the glass finds its way to an open general manager. And he gives the Sharks a first National League 4-point weekend, 64-10.
Solway Sharks are off the bottom of the National Division for the first time this season, and it's been a back and forth, a seesaw game that saw absolutely everything. It's been tiny margins that have defined it. One bad rebound bounce, and Craig Peacock calls ball game, to borrow a phrase. As our friends in Solway Sharks TV would say, boom.
No one picked Peacock up, and a despairing Britton Priest. He pulled it off the minute before.
Apologies, he didn't get a piece of that one. Just off the backboard.
Yep. Sometimes it's just the luck of the draw, and Craig Peacock is Johnny on the spot to get the game winner for the Sharks in overtime. The Sharks will take the 2 points, and as Anthony says, moves them off the bottom of the table, we believe, at the moment. Actually, Anthony will just check what the Bristol score is before we confirm that. We don't want to get your hopes up. We're not horrible. The Bees deservedly get a point out of this game in the end. A spirited third period there from the home side.
Pitbulls 2, Lightning 6 is a final score.
There you go, so the Sharks are off at the bottom of the table. If only I knew a guy who'd update that at some point.
Just very quickly elsewhere I can see as well. Leeds 3, Steel Dogs 0 early in the third period. Peterborough 4, Swindon 3 at the end of the second in Peterborough, and currently in the second in Telford. Tigers 1, Seahawks 4.
So it looks like, as we say, Solway off the bottom for the first time. Hull top of the table to end the weekend. At the end of the day, it feels a fair result, I must admit. The Bees probably did deserve the point for that third period performance. The Sharks have come here and absolutely deserved that win.
Yeah, I mean, certainly on the strength of the, you almost wondered, like, I did wonder whether we were going to see that John Dunbar otherworldly goal that he pulled out of his back pocket, whether that would be the game winner. And in a, you know, in another world, that goal was worthy of winning every game. But actually, again, credit to the Bees, where they could have laid down. Last year's Bees may have let their heads drop. They may have not found a way to drag themselves out of that hole, but drag themselves out of that hole they did. Yes, it's a 3-point weekend instead of a 4, and they will be cross about that, and they should be justifiably cross about that as well. But again, you know, you think it took until, I think it was until some point in December last year where it took the Bees to win 5 games.
It was the 17th of December, I want to say. It was 5.
I do have it actually written down here somewhere if I quickly skim back.
It was December for 5 wins to the Bees last year. So the fact that they've got 5, and again, we're not even at Halloween, is a massive improvement.
Yeah, the 27th of November, I have the last point. It took them to get to 5 wins. We are midway through October, and this Bees side, maybe they're not top of the table, and they've had a couple of results not go their way. Losing 7-0 to Hull, of course, wasn't great for them. But this B side has shown that they are not here to. They're not here to hold the rest of the table up on strong shoulders. They're here to play, and they showed that again tonight. 4-1 down, pulled a point out of the fire. There's some, you know, they're making some effort here.
Obviously, we have to take a moment to show our appreciation for the Solway Sharks. Man of the match tonight for them, Callum Hepburn. We said there was a period where the shots were probably coming from weird angles and just out of the way, but he is a very important piece of this Solway Sharks team. Anthony, by the look on your face, you probably don't agree with the man of the match selection, but he is one of a number of Sharks players tonight that deserves
very much so. The fact Callum should have been in the discussion 100%. For me, Olivier Arsenault looks an absolute different calibre of defenceman in this league. He was superb this evening. Of course, Dunbar for his goal. Liam Stenton, I thought, was absolutely was astronomical at points during this game. But certainly, you know, Callum. Obviously, he'll be disappointed with a couple of the goals that he did let in tonight, but he very much at points where the Bees were pushing. You know, he made some big saves, made some good saves, and on a weekend, the first 4-point weekend in the National Division for the Solway Sharks, he stood tall last night. He stood tall as best as he could tonight as well. You can't argue with the Beers going to my pal Big Cal.
Well, as the Sharks have gone for their lap of honour, it gives me enough time to say to you, the Solway Sharks fans who've joined us this evening, thank you for joining us. We hope to either see you here for your second trip down to Slough on Saturday the 10th of February, 6:30 face-off here in Slough. Either join us here in the rink or join us on the stream. Don't know who I've actually got co-commentating on that one. No, it's not you at this point, Anthony, unfortunately. I can talk. This is Brithen Priest presents his shirt off the back. It gives us enough time to say Anthony, Bees man of the match before it gets announced. Obviously, again, a few big performances. Priest got better as the night went on. Obviously, it's hard to avoid people like Balaz and Gabai at the moment. Vanya Antonov stepped up in.
I think this is probably Vanya Antonov. It's arguably one of his better games of the season so far. He's obviously missed a couple. I thought Antonov was very good tonight. I thought Dan Rose was very good tonight. Very effective in the face-off circle in periods as well. I'm interested to see where this goes. It might go to Balaz for that 4th goal. We'll see.
We'll wait and find out in a second. He goes to Dan Rose. There you go, missed it, Russell.
I think that's entirely fair. It would be easy to give the Beers to Dom Gabai and Marcel Balaz on virtually every occasion, but Dan Rose put in a really solid shift tonight. And sometimes it's not always about scoring big goals. I mean, he scored the first goal tonight, obviously, which was really important. But it was a 60-minute shift really from Dan Rose. Every time he was on the ice, he was effective. He was trying to do stuff. Like I say, really good in the face-off circle tonight as well in really crucial moments, which is really important too. Sometimes people overlook those little things that happen all the time, and actually they're so massive. You know, you win that face-off in the opposition zone, that gives you the chance to set stuff up. And hockey teams are built off of, yes, they're built off of your big guys, your big goal scorers, but they're built off of guys like Dan Rose, of course, who will put in the work and put in the effort for the 60 minutes.
The thing with Dan Rose as well is, as you say, he's not the flashiest name on the roster, but he wins face-offs for fun.
He does, and that is and when you think about that as well, Dan Rose traditionally not a top-line player, but if you've got a guy in your sort of traditional middle six who can play up the middle, who can play. Who can do that centre role well, win face-offs both in the offensive and the defensive zone. You're going to do business in hockey games if you're able to do that, because the one thing you need to win is the puck.
So Bees go for their lap of honour. I'd say thank you again just for joining us, everyone. Anthony, thank you for joining for the last 2 games. Obviously, I hope you've enjoyed yourself watching the Bees. Solway fans, Anthony is up there on the weekend of the 4th and 5th of November for the Solway Sharks against the Swindon Wildcats, so please do go say hello to him. He usually has hockey cards. If you've got a small child, he will give them to you. And feel free to abuse him, because I usually do.
I'm giving you a home in the moment, so you need to be careful about what you say.
I paid you.
This is also very true. You have paid me some petrol money for once. But no, thank you very much for having me for the last couple of games. I'm sure we will do this dance again at some stage across the course of the season. Thank you, of course, to the bees for the opportunity, being brave enough to let such a dyed-in-the-wool bison person on a live microphone for the last things. And as Joe said to my friends in the north, I will see you for Saturday the 4th of November. I believe I'm joining Owen Blackstock for a spot of commentary up at the Dumfries Ice Bowl. But yeah, hopefully Joe will be able to do this dance again.
Yeah, well, as for next week, I'm riding solo as the TSI World Bees welcome the table-topping Hull Seahawks to town. That's next Sunday, 5 o'clock face-off here from Anthony, myself, and always patient producer Nick. Good night.